Center of e-racing, I guess so to say. It's virtually, and we're here at Daytona International Speedway tonight. We set the field of who is going to the playoffs tonight in this North Carolina 811 Cup Series regular season finale as we welcome you into virtually the Daytona International Speedway. No funnel clouds, no rain delays, nothing. A full house and a great field of cars ready to go racing here at Daytona. I am the captain, Chris Scala, as we welcome you in as drivers tonight will either go home knowing that they're in the playoffs or will go home with a bowl of ice cream or something. I don't know, but either way, I mean, it's the way it works, I guess, in this. But we're going to have some fun tonight as we welcome you in to Daytona. John Mustian Jr. Is here tonight joining me in Daytona. John, we appreciate obviously you being here with us tonight. Daytona International Speedway, a track built back in 1959, as they say in the old days. A 2.5 mile speedway. This one, it's definitely the big one for stock car racers. Big word. Good word. Well, I guess you could say that. Yeah, I'm just ready to have some fun tonight because we have got a little surprise on store tonight because these cars are not driving like they did back in February. And I learned that the hard way on Thursday night when I decided to run the NIS race with not a lot of practice. And all of a sudden I'm feeling my car turning left a little bit more than I want it to. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute here. What's this deal about? Needless to say, tonight, handling is going to be probably the word of the night. And when I say that, I mean you're going to have cars getting out of shape. You're not going to see, I don't think, the big pack that we saw a couple weeks ago in the Talladega Xfinity race that certain two people tried to make 3 wide for about the whole entire race. I don't know either. But either way, tonight you are going to see some exciting racing when it is all said and done. So sit back, get yourself a drink or something, and let's get ready to do some racing here tonight at the World's Center of Racing. And here's the info real quickly on the track itself. 2.5 miles, as usual, iRacing weather is in play. Now, we should end this race under the lights when it's over with. Not sure how that's going to help with the grip in the track, but it's definitely going to play, I think, a factor when it is all said and done. But the one thing about this track, John, obviously with the handling, it's not as wide as Talladega. This track's actually only 50 feet wide from the yellow line up to the wall. in the corners. Now, you think 50 feet, okay, that's a pretty wide still track. Well, think about it. Atlanta, the new surface there is the same width as Daytona. So these cars, the 3 wide, I don't think tonight's going to be a good idea to put these cars 3 wide. Now, obviously, as you get close to the finish, all hell's going to break loose. Right. Mm-hmm. Oops.
Three wide is not going to be a thing tonight. We might see some guys try it. If they survive and once they get their heart rate back down, they probably won't do it again. I promise you that.
Yeah, forget me for the poor producing as John, you were silent for the last few minutes. So good thing you didn't say anything.
Yay!
Bad.
Can you hear me now?
He's been talking the whole time, and I'm like, wait a minute. I just went and hit the button and turned him on the air. So welcome, John, by the way, as all you've said has not been heard but by me. But no, John, in all seriousness, apologies for the issues there, people.
No
but
worries.
no, so tonight, obviously, 80 laps, 200 miles of racing. This car, 20 gallons of fuel. A lot of people don't realize that. It's actually a gallon, 1.3 gallons more fuel now than the old car. However, mileage-wise, it doesn't really make a difference. You're seeing 38 to 39 laps. Let's do the math real quick. 80 divided by 2 is 40.
40? Hold on, let me show off. Hold on. Carry the one. Yeah, 40.
All right. 39 is one less lap than 40. Could this become a fuel mileage race?
Well, for the guys that ride around in the back of the pack the first half of the race, yeah. I mean, you can absolutely. I did it. I did it this week. I half throttled for the first 20 laps of the race, man, and was able to squeeze out an extra lap and a half. So you got to be careful with the throttle inputs. Easy on, easy off, as they say, and really easy on because guess what? It's like a late model stock car, and if you stomp on the dang gas, it's going to turn left.
That would be the super late model in iRacing because that's one thing I've
That's
learned
what I
about
meant,
this.
yes.
That SLM is that thing has got some muscle to it and it will spin out in a heartbeat on you. That regular late model car, a little different. Now that late model, obviously, that thing's got a lot of power to it, but still, even in real life though, you stomp on it and it will spin out on you. But yeah, fuel mileage obviously is going to play a role, especially when your draft. There's what I was trying to get on the board here, but you see the temp already dropping down to 82 degrees here on track and so on and so forth. So that is going to play a role here in the race this evening. Tyler Dalton right now is on the pole. However, I'm hearing he's got some health issues, or not feeling good tonight, I should say. I wouldn't call it health issues, but not feeling good tonight. So Tyler's starting right now on the pole if he can finish this all the way out. But don't be surprised to see him go straight to Dale Jarrett mode and go to the back when this thing is all over with here at the beginning. Joey Jatina jumps up P2. What a lap there by the 14.
Whoa.
14. Yeah, no kidding. But while this goes on here, some people are finishing up their laps. Let's talk to some drivers here. And let me see. I'm just kind of watching those who are finishing laps here so I can talk to some people as we get ready to rock and roll. And the people I want to focus on as we throw up the point standings, by the way, we started to talk about that. And there's the point standings as we enter tonight. Basically, all those with 17 starts entering tonight's race, those guys have the chance to move on to the playoffs. So I did the eliminating for everyone. No one below Jeff Ryan has made more than 17 starts. So basically, E.J. O'Rourke, Nelson Riviera, and Byron Daly, those three eliminate off the list. That's 27, if I did the math correctly. 27 cars. If they're in this race tonight, they win the race, they're in. As far as I know, the rules are. I could be corrected by that. But from my understanding of the rules, those cars are in if they win this race tonight. So you look at an Austin Dillon type of deal that happened yesterday. I mean, I'm going to be the guy that throws the what's the word I'm looking for here? Superstition out there Jeff Ryan down in the 30th position in points right now, drives the car number 3. Could it be crazy enough to say Jeff Ryan in the 3 car tonight could win this race and go to the playoffs?
Well, Chris, think about it. We've seen this time and again in real life and in sim racing. Anybody can win at a plate track. It's a matter of surviving the crashes. It's a matter of being there at the finish. And it's a matter of having people that you trust and that can trust you to push and know when to push and know when to back off and stuff like that. So really, I mean, we saw it in real life this weekend, man. A guy who was riding around kind of mid-pack when that big one went down was like one of the only cars to drive through it unscathed. That's another big word that I learned in college. Thank you. And wound up winning. So, I mean, anybody can win a plate track race on that last lap.
It's at Louisiana Lafayette School there. I'm guessing.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I got it right.
Yes,
Look
sir.
at it. Let's bring up Joey Jatina, the boss man here, and talk to him here as we go into warm-up mode here. So we're going to try to get 1 or 2 interviews in. Let's get Joey up here and talk to him real quick. Joey, if he's got his mic muted and headset muted, so he doesn't even know I moved him up here. So let me go scare him later. Let's move him back down there real quick, and I'll let John get that. I'll go get the other guy I want to talk to. Let's, where is Jimmy Coleman? That's the guy. Hey, there's Joey.
There he is.
Hey, Joey's here. Yeah. Joey, where in the world did that lap come from?
Well, Tyler Dalton and teammate, I'm excited about, the help he gives us every week. He wasn't here last night, wasn't feeling well, so we were all kind of a little bit lost. But Tyler gets out here and figures it out, knows where to shift and things of that nature. And, man, I just got lucky.
Absolutely, man. Well, great job tonight. We know you're getting ready for the race here, so I wanted to pull you up. Great lap, and best of luck in the playoffs. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I want to make sure I got this part right. It is anybody with 17 starts. There's no, position number you have to be in, correct?
Top 20.
Oh, it is top 20.
Yeah,
okay, so I got this a little bit wrong then. So thank you for clearing that up. So basically, anybody inside the top 20 who wins that has 17 starts is eligible for the playoffs. So forgive me for my mistake on that. But thank you, Joey. Appreciate your time.
Hey, guys, remember, call before you dig.
Absolutely.
811. Yeah.
I've noticed, man, you've been putting together a really good string of runs lately. Let's hope you keep it together tonight and get you another top 5, man.
Yeah, I think we'll fall back early. A lot of cars, a lot of good aggressive guys. I'm going to fall back and be here at the end. Got some teammates we want to try to get in the playoffs, but appreciate you guys, our sponsors, again, NC811. Know what's below, call before you dig. We're excited about tonight. Hopefully we can find this thing in victory lane.
Absolutely, man. Great job tonight. And good luck the rest of the way. Joey Jatina there in the 14 car starting P2, it looks like, on the grid as they are gridding right now. Tyler Dalton, congratulations to him. He is going to be the recipient of the Call Before You Dig. No, it's below 811 before Call Before You Dig Pole Award. As the cars roll out there is at number 19. As he is on the pole this evening. Now, one car we're specifically going to focus on here before we show the starting lineup. Actually, we'll go through the lineup really quickly here and show who's starting where in this race. Tyler Dalton will start on the pole. Joey Jatina will start there in the outside of row 1. Row number 2, Randy Oakham, Tommy Ryan. Row 3, Brian Macklin, Jeff Ryan. Glenn Campbell, Jimmy Coleman. They're in row 4. Speaking of Jeff Ryan, I guess that whole theory I came up with just got blown up in smoke, huh? Glenn Campbell and Jimmy Coleman, row 4. Brian Wortman, look at that qualifying effort. And Nelson Riviera in row 5. Chad Coleman, that's the guy we're going to talk about here in a minute. Now, Chad, as we go through the rest of the lineup, I'm just going to kind of show it to everybody. Chad Coleman is making a start that I don't know many leagues have ran this many races, combined. Tonight, Chad Coleman makes his 1,000th, not 10, not 100, 1,000th start in a league. And that is this league, Sim500. And that's combined all the series and so on and so forth. Tonight, his 1,000th start. He's got this chrome card. They're putting him up front here. It's for this pace lap to run. We're going to pull him up here and talk to him this evening as Chad Coleman joins us. And let's get him. There he is. Chad, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
So how's it feel to finally get a view of the pace car?
Oh,
I'm just kidding. No, hey, 1,000 starts, man. That's got to be something to be proud of, man. There's many leagues that don't make 1,000 starts combined.
yeah, that's just that's kind of a testament to my policy of no lifing it on weeknight, and a testament to Joey and all the league admins here with the longevity of Sim500.
What?
Been a great deal.
Absolutely, man. Well, you got the 38 car tonight. What do you expect? His handling looks like the word tonight.
Man, this thing drives like a 3-wheeled boat. It's gonna be something.
All right, man. Well, hey, best of luck, and I hope to scare you sometime later tonight.
I'm gonna try to go to the back so I don't wreck in the first 5 laps.
Well, you're already halfway there now.
Now, Chad, you've made fun of my strategy of doing that forever, you copycat. I'm just saying.
You must have showed us something.
I got to where I like to ride in the back in these races until all the wrecks happen. Then I go get one.
Watch all the chaos happen in front of you.
Yeah, just to go do it with 5 to go.
Absolutely.
Well, good luck tonight there, brother.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely, you too, buddy. As Chad Coleman joins us there's 1,000 starters. We're going to come to the green flag here. As we remind you, as 811 likes to say, call before you dig. Always do that because you never know what could be below ground there. And that's for any project or any situation, a bad storm or whatever. So, pace car pulls in 80 laps, 200 miles. This is Daytona, next-gen style. It is the NC811 Cup Series on the Captain Esports Network. And right off the bat,
Looked like Gentina was kind of sleeping there, wasn't he?
that'll happen sometimes, especially with the starts and restarts here. So everybody's got to be careful. The pushing might not be so much of a good thing, especially in these corners. Got to be very careful. Watch the
Saw a lot of that in practice, Chris. Look at Workman drop it to the back. There goes Chad, drop it to the back. We'll go watch for Gentina drop down and get to the back. But I saw that during practice. A lot of bump drafting gone very, very, very wrong.
Our camera site presented. Oh, look at EJ O'Rourke topside, Charlie. Almost up at the outside wall. That's going to kill that run for that topside. And Gentina comes off turn 4. He will lead lap 1. Our cameras tonight, as always, presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check them out online. They're on Facebook. They are, in the iRacing forums. They're everywhere. Pretty much check them out, TrackCams22.com.
Chris, did you notice something about that top 3?
Let's see. Oh, they're all related to the NC811.
Yes, sir.
Well,
ding, 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 ding. We have a winner.
Look at that. Family of drivers running up front there is now Tommy Ryan, who I've announced 2 Cup wins at this track with him. That could be an omen. Look at O'Rourke in a little side draft with help from Justin Fuller in that 51 car.
That's another thing that is insane with these cars, Chris. I'm sure you noticed that in the NIS race. I almost said NCIS.
It's okay.
The NIS race. The side draft on these cars is just insane.
Which is weird because in real life, there's not really side draft in these cars.
No, there's not. It's just we were talking about that in the forums about 3 months ago before one of the latest patches came out that iRacing has no explanation for it. There's nothing in the computer model that explains it, and it shouldn't be happening, but it does.
Gotta be an air thing, maybe?
A simulated air thing. Yeah, there's probably something in the coding.
Boy. Gentina in the middle.
Oh, not where he wants to be.
He's going to sing that famous "Here I Am Stuck in the Middle with You" song. Kevin DeBrown up there topside. Got the 42 of Scott Stenzel. Trey Eidson up there with him. We've got cars already. Fuller started 12th. He's up to the lead. You got EJ O'Rourke started 16th. He's up to 2nd. You've got Stenzel up to 6th. Make that 5th now from, 17th? We've got people coming from the back going to the front. People going to the front going to the back.
It's a valid strategy going to the back. Now, as far as being aggressive, getting up to the front, I've never been that driver until I started racing with Eric Arnold. By the way, speaking of Eric Arnold, connection issues tonight. And Arnold is one of those guys struggling to get into these playoffs. I'm not sure. I know he's got to win, and we were thinking that when you're in as long as you have enough starts, right?
Right.
But if he can't get his connection issues fixed tonight and doesn't make a lap, I don't think it's going to count as a start.
Which is
So
unfortunate.
I'm not sure how it's going to affect his playoff hopes.
Macklin leading lap 4 with 4 different leaders in 4 laps so far in this race. That just tells you what we could be up against. And now, I remember that Talladega race, I was up here going all types of nuts, like, what in the world are they doing? And I learned that night, these guys know what they're doing. So you're not going to hear me saying as much of questioning, like, I don't know if I like that move. Now, I might not agree with it because I'm one of those people that wants to sit back there where Charles Woods is right now. But needless to say, these guys know what they're doing. So I don't question it one bit in this race. But I do want to, again, mention it's the top 28 points with 17 starts. I was a little misleading with the facts a little bit ago. I'm still trying to get my head wrapped around the rules. I've been studying as much as I can with the time, with work and stuff like that. Getting a full understanding of this North Carolina 811 Cup Series. So bear with me. I will get my whole entire work around it here. Very short. You can see the handling already coming in, Lynn. Look what's coming into play, boys. This is something in February I noticed came into play. When I ran NIS, I did it in practice, and I'm like, I might have found something here. And then later on in the 500 in NIS that I just about called it IRS, that I ended up winning. The top line works when you have a single file line.
You know, it does up until a point, though, and we talked about this pre-race. You know, I ran a few of these A-Series races this week, and I noticed that after a couple of laps, like, you know, into a fuel run, basically, you know, in the old days, Chris, we'd pit and usually take no tires, maybe 2 tires. I went with the no tires.
4.
Yeah, you better be taking 4 now because I went with no tires. And the 3rd lap after the pit stop, I'm up high going through one, and the car literally just turned itself down. And unfortunately, I took myself and about 8 other guys with me. And it just completely caught me off guard. So, yeah, I mean, the handling is insanely important tonight with those tires.
Yeah, not to mention, when you have a full fuel cell, remember these guys run full 100% fuel. When you, obviously with these next-gen cars, the fuel fills a little slower now. But the tires changing is still about 12 to 13 seconds. So it's still worth filling up that tank completely to get 4 tires at the same time, where I think maybe eventually when you start seeing these consistent Joe Gibbs style pit stops happening on iRacing, that then you might see more of an IndyCar style pit stop of, hey, we 4 tires in roughly 9 seconds, maybe then you don't fill as much fuel and those kind of things. So I think there's a lot of elements that could come into play here, I think, as time goes and this car develops even more.
Look at this right now. I mean, watching these guys, we've not seen a lot of bump drafting. There hardly even nose to tail right here in the shot that you've got. Great shot, by the way. It's very telling, I think, if you will, that, you know, these guys just don't like the way this car handles when they're bump drafting each other. So they're going to be a little easy on that, I think.
Trying to see who that car is. It's having big time issues. I want to say, is it the 2 of Mike Kelly, maybe? Somebody was having some blinker issues there. Get some blinker fluid for that car. But basically, the car is dancing. You can see it. So the air is definitely moving these cars around. The one thing I'm not seeing, though, is that dardiness in these cars. That kind of caught me off guard. And what I mean by the dardiness, imagine, trying to think of it. Okay, you got no force feedback in your wheel. Okay, so you turn the wheel left. It almost gets to the point, and I'm actually using my wheel to describe this right now to you guys. Imagine turning the corner, and then as you get to the straightaway here, you got to straighten the wheel back out yourself to keep the car from going left. Almost like it gets stuck turning.
Yeah, that's a great explanation. Yeah. And it's, well, you know, we're also 10 laps into this thing right now. You give it another 5 laps, and I'm sure you noticed it the other night when you ran. The dardiness will return.
Yes.
I noticed that as soon as we hit right around lap 15, 16 in a fuel run, the dartiness was there.
That's easy to say, right?
Yes, absolutely. For a guy who bit the heck out of his tongue today.
Ouch.
Oh, yeah, it's still swollen, too.
That's never a good thing. You're going to sound like the guy in Rat Race. 10 laps in, is we've got the 2 packs again. It seems like every Sim500 race we do, we get the pack of 15, and then the single file line of the rest.
And Joey lied to us. Did you notice that?
It'll happen sometimes. You don't want to let the truth out. It's okay.
He's just right up there in the middle of it all. I'm gonna go to the back. He's too competitive, man. I know you've known Joey about as long as I have, I think, Chris, right? You know, he raced this thing in real life, the ARCA series, Talladega, stuff like that.
I did not know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, Joey, he was an instructor at the Rusty Wallace School, I think, for a while too. So he's got some time on these tracks in real life, and he's just too competitive to be the guy that falls to the back like that. So he's just right there telling this lead pack, and you know, he'll be okay right there. And like you said, these guys know what they're doing anyway. It's not like we're running the B Fix series or the A Fix series at 10:45. You know, these guys really know how to get around this track.
How do you know what time B Fix is?
I plead the fifth, Your Honor.
Okay, 10-4. So as you mentioned, 11 laps in right now, it is Justin Fuller, Brian Macklin, Mike Kelly, Scott Stenzel, E.J. O'Rourke, your top 5, Kevin DeBrown, who I've called the pusher in this league. And the reason why I say that is I had the honor, I guess I should say. I want to say we, you know, we are a team here. But back during the wintertime last season, I did the Super Speedway series on Sunday nights. And Kevin DeBrown, no matter what car he drove, was the one literally pushing you to Jacksonville to get to the lead. And it didn't matter who you were. If he got behind you, he pushed. So,
and he's good at it too.
Yes.
He doesn't wreck very many people.
Got
Speaking
tight
of,
there in the middle there.
yeah, and that's going to happen in the middle. You're getting literally all the air taken off of every piece of little bit of downforce you have on that car.
That's a 45, I think. Is that Trey Heights in there in the middle? I think that is. It's supposed to be the 7 car, but I believe it's a 45 I'm seeing. I can't. One of them cars. It was that. Oh, it's a 49. That's who that is. Justin Mons. Yes. Justin looked like he and Wetzel and 2 others were trying to like go 3 wide, but the problem is there were 4 cars. They couldn't. Yeah, if you get what I'm saying.
I do get what you're saying. And now Daly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Daly looks like he's getting kind of just stuck to the outside there.
If I'm Daly, I'm just kind of letting out of it a little bit here because, as you mentioned, the handling. Look at these cars move around now as they come off the corners. O'Rourke putting himself in the middle. You got to get back to the bottom.
And that's that dartiness you were talking about earlier, Chris, where, you know, we're coming off the corner now, so you've actually got to put just a little bit of right wheel into it to keep it from keeping going to the left. It's nerve-wracking, dude.
You get hesitant, you get scared.
Oh, yeah. Especially me. I feel horrible. I took out 9 cars, Chris.
That happens.
9 cars.
Did anybody send you any mail?
It was top split. Nope, I got those little blue messages all over the place.
No, it happens.
Look at that single file pack now on the bottom.
And these guys kind of know what's about to happen here. They're letting they're letting this race go on. 14 laps, plenty of time. 66 laps to go. It's over 150 miles. Still laps left in this race, so there's still plenty of time to make your moves right now. You can't win this race right now, but guess what you can do? Lose it.
Oh, you can lose it. Absolutely. And let's not forget how fragile these cars are as well. That's something we haven't touched on tonight, Chris, but these cars cannot take a whole lot of heavy impacts in the wall. Not even if you come off the turn and just get a little loose and smack the wall. You're looking at breaking something important in suspension, so there's so much to deal with this car.
So I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen back here around the 3 of Jeff Ryan. He is the end of this first pack, or I should say the 8 car there, Randy Yoakum. So look where Trey Eitzen is there in the 7. Then you got Yoakum, then you got Dwight Beverly, and here comes this second line that caught back up. Are they going to double back up, or are they going to go single file and have one long conveyor belt?
Knowing these guys like I do, I imagine we're going to see some double wide racing here shortly.
Oh, how about 3 wide racing here? Everybody trying to find their way to the top.
Look at Stenzel up at the lead now.
Yeah, look who's behind him.
I'm about to say, look who pushed him up there. I like Kevin. He's a good kid, man. You know, when I first started broadcasting these guys years ago, he just started racing with them.
Oh, cars
he came
to the apron.
Oh, yeah, somebody's way out of shape back there. Who is that?
Looks like it's Ryan. I think it's the Ryans going to the back. I see Tommy and Randy. Yeah, they're just kind of pulling the anchor out.
Yeah, they had enough of that. But Kevin came into the server with Kevin D. Brown on his name, and I don't know what happened, but I just started calling him DeBrown.
That's exactly what I do, yeah.
Yeah, he's a great kid, though, man. He really is.
Yeah, everybody here so far has been great to be around. Been around him for just about a year now. Holy cow. Where'd time go?
Yeah. It flies, especially when you're having fun. Look at Daly down there on the inside, making up room. Who's that behind him? I can't tell.
See, 41, I believe, EJ O'Rourke down there at the bottom.
Yes,
But
okay.
he's learning real quickly here. Look at the line. It's pulling away. It's pulling him. It's not going to work. He needs more people down there with him. And again, somehow I learned this. Wherever the line is the way to go. It could be on the bottom. It could be at the top. It could be in the middle. And somehow it's faster.
I think, and maybe you'll agree with me. I don't know. I hope so. I noticed when I was racing this week that if you had 6 or more cars, either top or bottom, that's where the speed was. That's where the momentum was. At least 6, maybe 7 cars, and you really were able to make a lot of ground up.
I think that depends on if there's organization in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you. Like right now, there's 6 cars in that bottom line. But you got 2 pushing, and then you got 4 others coming up to the other 2. Now, eventually, I think they might make some progress here. But right now, probably not so much. But you know what? O'Rourke got to the back of Daly and pushed him right up there to the 42. So, in a way, they're kind of proving me stupid here.
I wouldn't say stupid. It's just this car is, let's be honest, man, the racing with this car has been very unpredictable this year because it's such a new entity for a lot of drivers. So guys are testing the limits of this car. They're finding new ways to get speed out of it. And, of course, like me, finding new ways to wreck it. So, look at that. Daly and those guys down the inside, they've caught up with Stencil and them up top. And I believe Stencil and O'Rourke are teammates, aren't they?
Yes, they are. And Elliot Henderson here in the 37 car on board with him. He looks like one of those the wavy people you see at the car dealerships.
The wobbly head guy?
Yeah, that's kind of what he looks like in that car right now.
Bobblehead.
There you go. Oh, there you saw a little looseness out of that right rear.
Oh.
He gets a real good run on that Trans Service 44 car. He's got the 7 of Eidson there below him.
Teammates battling it out for the lead up here. Darn near wrecked each other.
Speedy Gonzalez there for 6th. That sun's going to play a role, by the way.
Oh, yes, it is.
Turn 4, it'll play
brutal.
a role. Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that in these longer races where it transitions from day to night like that, usually that's where you see the biggest accidents and issues is coming through that sunlight and losing the sight of that car in front of you just for a second.
Very easy to do because, I mean, obviously, especially when you have a yellow car in front of you, it's not overlook that color. Obviously, a yellow, orangish, sun-looking thing and a yellow bumper on the Camaro. Look at these cars moving around.
Lap 20. There it is.
4th of the way already. Remember, lap 40, we do have bonus points on the line. So it'll be their last chance for somebody to score bonus points before we get to the playoffs. So I think for people like Jatina, for people like Coleman, this is going to be a pretty big deal here coming up in about 20 laps or so. Appreciate everybody watching tonight here on the Captain Esports Network. If you're enjoying the show so far, of course, you can go tell some friends. Tell 2 friends to tell 2 friends, as I like to say.
I didn't get to watch all the race last night, but apparently Gillenwater's still trying to help wrap his head around it.
Well, basically, Tommy Ryan started on the pole, not to bring it up. Ryan started on the pole in the race, and it's Homestead. Look at that move by Daly. Hey, you going to protect all 3 lanes? I want to see that one.
He did it. I mean, seriously, he did it.
Oh. So Ryan started on the pole, and I think exactly what happened is he slid up turn 2. He made the pass for the lead, slid up the track, and as you know, there's seams because of the transitions and banking and stuff like that at that track. He caught the outside seam, as you see the 2 personal comfort cars caught Byron sleeping and are going to take the lead now. But look at a side draft by Daly there, pulls him up. O'Rourke with too big of a lead here. But
he's going to be a sitting duck going down this backstretch.
Pretty much, quack, quack. I think he got the seam and it got him loose. And, of course, he's trying to save it, comes down the track, and guess who's waiting on him?
Everybody?
Bob Gillenwater.
Oh, no.
And Gillenwater gets hit and sent to the inside wall.
That sucks. Bob, sorry to hear that, brother.
And no caution comes out. Bob goes in, spends about 10 laps on pit road, gets the car fixed, everything's good, and the 1 caution comes out, and guess who finds a piece of it?
No, not Bob.
Bob Gillenwater.
Bob, I know you're watching and listening, man. We may need to get together and get you a new paint job. I don't think Mr. Beast is going to be very lucky for you anymore.
Are you going to build a beauty for him instead of the Beast?
Possibly, man. No, he approached me a few months ago, actually. He's got a real sponsorship.
Contact
Oh,
Stenzel into the
wow.
49. That almost got bad.
Yes, it did. I mean, I don't know how Mons kept it from spinning out after coming off the wall like that.
That literally was
brilliant.
a bump draft gone wrong is what it was. He tried to push the 41, got himself loose, and the 49 caught. Oh, there's a darty. That 41, that was a dart move right there.
There's going to be a lot of that happening right now. I mean, we're at lap 23, and, you know, we talked about this, Chris, at the start of the show. This is the point where these tires are just, they're done. They're not necessarily worn down, folks. It's just that they're I guess, what, hot enough, Chris, as what I'm trying to say here?
You said it, yeah, and I think there is some wear in them. Because I think that's what's producing the looseness out of the car. I'm curious to see what a tire might look like, numbers-wise.
You mean like for the wear?
Like percentage-wise and wear-wise?
Yeah, I never saw anything less than 98s after 32 laps.
So it must be a heat thing then.
That's what I'm guessing. I mean, it was just weird. Like I said, and like you've experienced yourself, the car just keeps wanting to turn left after 20-something laps. It's really weird. And by left, folks, I don't mean a nice lazy turn like what you see right here in the tri-oval. I mean, like, put your blinker on, you're turning
pretty
left.
Much. And some people don't have cars that have blinkers installed. And I mean that on the streets.
Or they get those brand new. It's amazing, these brand new cars that don't have working blinkers anymore. Have you noticed that?
No, that's what I was talking about. And then you get some of them who've kind of got it backwards. They are slowing down to make a turn, and I'm like, why are we slowing down? All of a sudden, turn signal comes on like 10 feet from the turn, and it's like, a little late, aren't we?
As they're going through the turn.
Oh, Henderson got loose.
Big contact, big checkup. Again, Mon's doing great job right here, not wrecking himself or anybody else by not, running through Henderson when Henderson got loose like that.
If I'm Mon, I'm getting out. I'm like, man, that's two people now in front of me. Get out.
Yeah, I would look, dude. We already know I'm the guy in the back with Woods and those guys. So yeah. Speaking of Woods, did he lose a draft? Look how far back he is.
We talked Charles is actually back here with David Comstock, Brian Wortman, and Charles Woods. Yeah, they're back here about 30 seconds off the pace. They're running about 3 seconds slower. Depends on how much Wortman's really getting behind Comstock. What they need to do is kind of, you might have remember back in February, there was the tandem push, or not a tandem, but the way people were pushing each other basically was you would have Wortman back up to the Charles Woods car, give him the momentum to then push the 13 and just keep doing it repeatedly.
Yeah. The rubber band draft is
basically,
what they used to call that.
Way. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm not a good pusher at all in any car, to be honest with you, Chris. But especially in this one, I do not like being the guy doing the pushing. I can't seem to get up there and hit the guy just right to where he doesn't spit out like that and almost kill everybody.
Well, E.J. O'Rourke went up there and side drafted Glenn Campbell, and I think Campbell had a boxing glove on his left side and hit the button that released it and pushed him over to the left.
Maybe a little of that crazy net code.
Pretty much.
Did you see, was that top split NIS Wednesday night that had that crazy net code, took out like 15 cars?
I did not see that, but it wouldn't surprise me.
It was on YouTube, man. They were like 5-10 feet apart, and all of a sudden they both just hooked to the left.
That sounds about right. Well, Byron Daly leads. E.J. O'Rourke down there at the bottom with that 9 car of Bobby Wetzel giving the push. Bottom side there. So we're getting close. We're about 12 laps away from the halfway point. But again, fuel mileage apparently 38 to 40 laps. So you want to be the first to pit?
Oh, I'm going to tell you right now.
Or do you want bonus
Chris,
points?
Nobody in the top, I'd say nobody in the top, 20 is going to be able to go past 38 laps, I don't think. Maybe to 39, but they'll probably run out of fuel on pit road.
So let's go back here and look where Scott Simley is. Doy Woods, Joseph Grijalva. These guys back here could maybe, because if they're sitting back here running half throttle or so,
maybe, yeah. I don't know. It just seems to me like they've been so close to each other that they had to have been a lot of throttle time just to stay with the draft like that. And don't forget that pack had to catch back up to those guys at one point. We'll see. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. We're going to see in about 8 or 9 laps, right?
Absolutely.
You know, so we could both be wrong. Hell, they could probably go 45 laps. Who knows?
yeah, right. Hey, I guess maybe this is a chance for us. We're going to step away for a quick second. We're going side by side. I ain't turning this off. And we're going to cover some bills real quickly here. Come back and get you to the pit stops here. It is the North Carolina 811 Cup Series here from Daytona. Who goes to the playoffs? We find out in 50 laps on the Captain Esports Network.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities
Chris,
around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere. And knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on NC811.org or the NC811 app.
This is your chance to get behind the wheel. The opportunity to race just like the pros. From the grassroots levels, where we all got our start, to the most popular race cars on the planet. From the fairgrounds of Nashville to the high banks of Daytona, to tracks that will never be forgotten. Realistic driving, intense competition, all from the comfort of your own home. This is the ultimate motorsports simulation. This is iRacing.
Back we are here at Daytona. Of course, thanks to North Carolina 811, who again reminds you to call before you dig. We were going to get Tommy Ryan on before the start of the race. Unfortunately, just kind of ran out of time. I'll take the blame for that, but we are, hypothetically, if we get a caution, then we'll definitely talk a little bit more about North Carolina 811. We appreciate their support in the series and everything they've done and allowing us here at the Captain Esports Network to be a part of the broadcast. Now, I did find out there are some representatives from North Carolina 811 in the stands here at Daytona. Did you know that, Mr. I was going to call you John, but I was like, do I want to call him John? Do I want to call him Mushkin?
Because Mr. Mushkin's my dad, so, you know, just throwing that out there.
Well, anyways,
yeah, I did not know that.
Yep, sitting right there. Going into turn one, front straightaway. Got the camera on him and everything.
Nice.
See those clouds? All right, get those clouds out of here.
Please.
We saw enough.
Did you see the picture of that funnel cloud, man?
That's not the first one I've seen over there. My buddy was actually at the race. I was actually going to go to this race this weekend. I decided not to. Probably a good move on my part.
Probably.
But as you see, the people here at North Carolina 811 with a great view of their seats over here in the turn one section of the track as they go through 3 and 4. Got the screens right there in front of them.
Was that the president calling you?
That's, yeah, sure. We'll call it that. Yes, Mr. President, I do want my loans paid off. Anyways, so we move on.
Oh, goodness. Daly's still leading this thing, man. I'm so happy for him.
Daly leads, Wetzel, Brown. And no, I'm not going political, so let's leave that alone right now.
Oh,
I just had to
where's
make
our
that
war
joke.
going?
Wonder if he got loose or if he just decided he's going to go to the back, or could be saving a little bit of fuel here. Remember, clean air, you're burning all the fuel.
That's true. That's very, very true. And those guys, you know, you're talking about, you know, Daly, Edson, guys like that, O'Rourke have all been up front battling for a while here, Chris. So now they're probably looking at their gas gauge going, uh-oh, what was I thinking here?
Right, and remember, early in this race, when those cars are running single file, kind of like they are right now, those are the guys who are going to be saving the fuel. When you go back to where Tyler Dalton is right now, Dalton, of all people, I could see being that fuel save guy. Tyler Dalton, or right there, the car in front of him, Jose Funky Cole Medina, hanging out there. And then you go at the STP 43 car, or is that the 40? That's 43, Doug Roth.
And look who's leading that bottom line right now.
Let's see who that would be.
Mr. I'm going to drop to the back and take it easy.
Tina. Like, watch this, boys.
Like I said, he's just got too much competitive in him, and that's great. It's good to see. He's been having some great runs, like I touched on this pre-race, man. Joey's been stringing together some really great runs lately. I like to see him keep it up.
And, of course, Joey's right there at the border. He and Jimmy Coleman going for that final spot in the playoffs. Of course, as I mentioned, with Daly falling out and Nelson Riviera because they did not make the minimal starts, it's going to make this battle for the final spot very interesting as we get into it. And the good news is Joey's already promised he will have the points updated as soon as this race ends. So we'll know before we get off the air tonight who is in and who is out of the playoffs. And the good news is we don't just have one driver that did not win a race. So
We have a
it
couple,
won't be
yeah.
a Martin Truex Jr. type situation.
That's Joey's teammate, by the way, Glenn, the Rhinestone Racer Cowboy.
Rhinestone Cowboy. 49 into the 6. Almost some argy-bargy there.
What lap are we on? 37. So we
37.
should start
You should
seeing
pit.
some guys waving those hands out the window, theoretically, virtually speaking.
And we'll see if they do. And could get interesting. I see Campbell and Jatina.
Now, those guys, like I said, they're teammates. They're in the same channel together, talking to each other. So I'm sure they're like, hey, man, I got like 2 laps left on fuel, so we need to pit soon. Stuff like that, you know.
Absolutely. It looks like Wortman and the guys in the back that have lost the pack there, Holyfield, Brian Wortman, those guys on pit road here. So, yeah, it's going to be very tricky to see what happens here. But, yeah, the question again, do you want to be the first to pit? Do you want to be the last to pit? Because obviously there's, I guess, maybe advantage to both. One being you pit first, you're usually going to be at the front of the pack because you can get organized and go. If you pit last, you can make it the rest of the way.
Daly's coming in this time by the way. He just put the message up in the server.
So we're going to have pit stops here in just a second.
Oh, Campbell down on the yellow line got way out of shape right there.
Yeah, Campbell, nice save on his part. So you see people coming to the bottom here. Let's see. We might have ourselves a New York City type pit stop here. No, Byron's coming. Uh-oh. So slowly.
Oh, no, man.
But you know what? He's led a lot of this race. Another factor.
Comstock's on pit road by himself, too.
Yeah,
so maybe they'll team up together.
Well, another factor here. These cars are not the easiest things to stop.
No, they're not. Especially with those crazy brake cylinders they got. And by the way, yeah, everybody that I've seen on pit road so far, Chris, has taken 4 tires.
That's the way it should be. Fill up the tanks, 4 tires and fuel. And for these guys who just pitted, they're likely short on fuel for this next stop. These guys here, let's see who pits this time by and who doesn't. As you see the
Looking
pit
at
times down at the bottom.
Buckingham, Wetzel. I got a lot of guys saying they're coming in, but you know, we'll see who really actually comes in. Don't forget, the mind games are prevalent with these guys too.
I'm seeing like 4 cars. O'Rourke, England, Beverly, Rhines, both of them. Randy Oakham, Ed Burrell. So basically the call before you dig cars. A little contact back there. That's very easy to do at this track. Look out. They almost did it again. All right, so I'm guessing the rest of this pack's coming this time.
This is going to be crazy right here. I wonder if anybody's going to run out of gas right here.
This would not be the time to do it. Off turn 4, I see 2 cars at least diving off.
Wow, man, they are really pushing it.
That just tells you they're able to make it.
Yeah, 1 stop on these for everybody that just pitted now. That's 1 stop.
Very impressive here so far. As we hit the halfway point, by the way, I believe Bobby Wetzel got the 10 points for leading at the halfway point there. So we'll have to go back and see. I know Wetzel was leading, so Wetzel gets the halfway bonus for leading at that halfway point. So 10 points to him. And is Wetzel out of gas?
He's out of gas.
What? Whoa. Zoinks.
Oh, my goodness.
And here comes everybody to pit road, including cars that are out of fuel. Put the bonus points first.
Wow, look at this, man.
Everybody's keeping it straight.
It is feeding time at the zoo.
Another car out of gas there, getting passed everywhere on the pit road. Tyler Dalton, Scott Simley still out there.
Yeah, but they were mid-pack, so they were definitely throttling back a little bit, feathering it when they could. I wonder if anybody is going to be getting speeding penalties. We saw a lot of guys coming in really hot right there, Chris.
And if it's speeding penalties, it's basically 40 seconds plus roughly 14 to 15, so that's 54 to 55 second stops. That'll tell
I
you
think
if it's a
Jatina
speeding
got
penalty.
hit on pit road.
Oh no!
I'll confirm. Yeah, speeding penalty, 14.
Oh no! That's not good for his sake. Obviously, trying to make these playoffs, and Dalton comes to pit road here. So Scott Simley has found a way. Something's going on here. There's a car off the pace here. Is that Simley right there? Is he out of gas on coming off turn 4? He sure is. He is literally
he's coasting.
coasting.
Pushed it too far.
And here comes what will be the leaders of the pack. Byron Daly, Kevin DeBrown, Glenn Campbell. And you see a couple lap cars in there. Ron Holyfield and also the David Comstock cars.
Simley made it to pit road and to his stall. John Fowler still on pit road. I'm not sure if it's because he's got damage or a penalty.
All right, so now you've made it this far. Do you take a deep breath and just kind of relax at this point, John?
No, this is the Sim500, man. Come on.
Well, I mean,
Would normal people? Yes.
I would take a deep breath knowing you made it this far,
Yeah.
knowing you got 38 to go.
Yeah. Daly's got himself a nice little lead here with DeBrown pushing him, and he can trust DeBrown. He's got Holyfield right in front of him, folks, but Holyfield's right there on the tail end of the lead lap. Josh Parker has retired from the race, by the way.
Oh, unfortunate break there for Parker. And it looks like Fowler, as you mentioned, a couple laps down now, and the rest of these cars pretty much on the lead lap up to the 36th place car of Charles Woods. So we've got a pack of roughly 10 cars here, single file. And then there's another pack about 2.8 seconds back. In the 7th position, Elliot Henderson leading Mike Kelly. Chad Coleman's in there also, along with Nelson Riviera. If Chad Coleman won this race.
What?
Just throwing it out there.
I'm just saying, he's right there in 9th. He's only 3.5 seconds behind, which could go away real fast. We know that once they get singled out, they'll catch back up. So, yeah. But, he's just right there, man. And, of course, as we say that, look at this craziness they got going on back there.
Absolutely. It's going to give us a chance. You know what we're going to do? Let's turn this thing up, should we? We'll just be quiet here for a minute.
Yes. Yes, we shall.
And caution is out right in the middle of us going through this turn it up. Caution has come out. I saw Elliot Henderson was off the pace. And with 32 laps to go, looks like maybe Ed Burrell also involved, maybe Grzelva, as they mentioned Henderson. Let's see if
Coleman.
we can find. Looks like Coleman involved. Is that Jimmy or Chad?
Chad.
Oh, oh no. Did I put the kibosh on Chad? Did I put the jinx on him? Let's see, off turn 2.
Chad tried to go up the middle there.
Chad and the Grzelva, the 21. Looks like 3 cars involved. And caution out. Let me get to turn it off the page. And Ed Burrell, unfortunately, a piece of that also.
Coleman has very minor damage, it looks like.
Yeah, it looked like just the contact there with him brought that caution out. But here we go. Leaders are coming back to pit road. Likely for the final time. This is more, I think, of a cover for a green-white checker in case that were to happen. Because you do get 2 of those.
Yeah, yeah. But some guys also stayed out knowing that they can clutch it, turn it off, and save a lot of fuel as well.
That's going to play a pretty big role here. 31 laps to go in this race. So, John, thoughts so far, what we've seen? I'm going to be honest. I did not expect only 1 caution at this moment.
Me neither. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, some of the wreck fests I was in this week, not all of my doing, I might add, but in the A car, the Cup car here, I really thought we'd see. But then again, I mean, Chris, this is the Sim500 group. I mean, these guys are really the cream of the crop when you talk about sim racers out there. Just a lot of very talented drivers here.
It is a great talent group, and they do a great job out here in the series. And another group of people that do a great job is, of course, the sponsors of tonight's series, which, of course, is the North Carolina 811 group. And this is going to give us an opportunity to talk to a driver who sits in, I'm looking for him in the old totem pole here. There he is, 16th position in the number 99 car. And that, of course, is Tommy Ryan. Let's get Tommy Ryan. Let's bring him up here in the booth with us to do some discussing. What's discussing? I've never heard of that before. Hey, Tommy, you got a copy? Uh-oh, might have lost Tommy. Tommy, you there, buddy?
Yeah.
There he is. Hey, Tom, we were going to try to talk to you before the race. Ran out of time there a little bit, but obviously 30 laps to go. Coming to 1 to green. I wanted to talk to you real quickly about North Carolina 811. Obviously, they've been on your paint scheme all season long. What about you gives you the honor of representing these guys on the car and stuff?
Well, this whole deal came through with Randy Yoakum. He worked for the county in Virginia, and he had a couple contacts and put a really cool deal together for 811 Dig, and got us sponsored in I believe about every series in Sim500, and I do some other stuff outside of here, some sports car racing with that stuff on it too. So it's all Randy, man. He put it together, and we're just here to try to represent, man.
Absolutely, man. Well, you're getting ready to come back to green. A great reminder, as always, call before you dig, and call 811. So good luck, man. I see your teammate right there next to you, and I know you know how to win this race because we've kind of had a discussion once or twice in Victory Lane, you and I.
Yeah, it's going to get it's going to get a little more crazier than what we saw in the first part.
Oh, don't tease us like that.
Man, it's going to get nutty here. And then these things, when you try to push these things, it lifts the rear tires off the ground. So it's like some of these guys have been saying, pushing a wheelbarrow. So here we go.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Oh, boy. Good luck, Tommy.
Appreciate it, guys.
Pushing a wheelbarrow. Let's add that to the list. Let's get him to the Unacceptable Racing team as we come to the green flag with 29 laps to go. the Rhinestone Cowboy leading them to the green.
Glenn Campbell, great guy. Nice to talk to him. I love racing with Glenn because he's a character, man. Got him a little push right there, a little action from the 6th car of Montesi. Gonna keep that lead right now. He's got, is that Macklin back there in 4th? We haven't talked about him all night.
Yeah, Macklin, he led some laps early in this race, but yeah, he's responded. He's up here in the 4th position right now. And obviously, as these cars get wound up, Mike Kelly, I don't think we've said his name all night. Mike's a pretty good racer on these super speedways. Macklin jumps topside here, so everybody with 4 Mr. Feelgood's likely on their car, unless they went fuel only.
I didn't see any fuel onlys, man, to be completely honest with you.
Uh-oh. Up the
Oh,
middle
look at
comes
all
Daly.
Wow.
They just left Kevin DeBrown out.
That's not very nice.
It happens.
It does. Look at
Oh,
Dalton
look at
on
the
block.
top side.
Oh.
Tommy Ryan, Daniel Falkingham to the top side. All right, I said earlier 3 wide didn't work. Where's that piece of paper at so I can throw it away? Oh, contact. Oh, 42 in the Falkingham. Here we go.
Oh, that's going to be the big one.
Maybe.
Oh, my goodness.
It actually is not going to end up that big. Only about 4 cars. Everybody stopped. And one car, like, somehow let the banking, like, work for him. I think that was Wetzel. 4 cars, I think, in that wreck. Daniel Falkingham might have gotten the worst of this. All right. That piece of paper I'm unwrapping back again.
Oh, wow. Falkingham's left front tire is done. It's definitely pointing the wrong way.
Did he break a toe link?
He broke something.
Traction?
A lot of it.
Oh, there's what happened. Daly squeezed Kevin DeBrown up into the wall. Everybody scrambled. 42 to 7 to 36. There's
He
actually
got Coleman.
There's actually more than 4 cars involved. Yeah, Coleman got in it.
Yeah, Falkingham destroyed Coleman, man.
Who's on the inside wall? Is that Gerald Livingston inside wall? Actually, Richard Beasley. He goes spinning. This is actually a lot bigger than I thought. Let's watch this again. We'll slow it down. So watch, this is going to start. Let me back it up a little bit more. This is going to start. Watch behind the yellow and black 44 car Campbell. You're going to see the 06 is going to make a move. They're 3 wide. They're off the corner. Wait for the camera to change here. And you're going to see the 06 make a move towards the middle. Okay, camera, you can change.
No.
Yeah, I heard that. There we go. 06 makes the lane change right there. And he's going to decide back because Campbell throws a block right there. And when he comes back up, the run from Kevin DeBrown is there.
Yeah.
Squeezes him into the wall. Everybody's going to scramble like eggs. And unfortunately, somebody's car, or a bunch of cars, are going to turn to scrambled eggs. There's the contact right in the middle. Eidson into Stenzel.
Oh, look at this impact right here for... Oh.
Daniel gets nosed, and I think the left front damage is going to come right about here.
Mac.
41 involved. Ron Holyfield's going to get turned with the 47. I might have the perfect... Well, never mind. He got a little bit of damage there.
And Ron just got back on the lead lap.
Man.
Oh, look at Wetzel.
Yeah,
He does hit the outside
Never
wall.
mind.
Hello.
I thought he was going to miss this because then later on, the one of the cars comes down and he just splits them. I'm trying to find who that one car is that I need to find.
You've got a few to pick from, sir.
I think I know who it is. All right, so we're going to go on board
Oh, boy. I like these.
with Jeff Ryan.
Oh, boy.
He's already kind of seeing it happening. Checks up. Almost gets ran over from behind. Jeff's like, I'm going to go somewhere here. I don't know where. Somewhere. You know, let me go to the grass now. Oh, hold on, young feller. Yep. I think we're good.
Live to race another lap.
Another car I think we could add to this list. Let's go back here. There's a weird way I got to set this up. I have to click the replay, hit stop, and then go find the car I want to get on board, because all the people move up and down the grid, so I got to go find them and what positions they're in. Next car we're going to choose is the 12 of Scott Simley, because he's going to get a pretty good view of this one. Let's
I'm going to see if I can find Falcon here and get a word with him since he's in pit road there.
Yeah.
He's our points leader also, by the way. Ooh, hello.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh,
Oh, boy. So far, so... Ah!
Oh!
Yo! He almost did it.
That was very minimal damage right
Yeah,
there.
very.
Very minimal. I mean, but still, that's a pucker factor.
That was pucker, by the way.
A lot of pucker. And I've caught up with Falkingham
Yeah,
down
go
on
ahead.
pit road. Daniel, this is John up in the booth, man. You got yours on?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Tough break, man. You didn't really have anything to do with that until you're in the middle of it. What was your view of that?
Macklin blocking Brian, or it looked like Macklin just blocked Byron there, who had like an 8-mile-an-hour run on him, and then Byron tried to avoid hitting him, and then him and Kevin got the other, and that just set off a chain reaction. I was fine, we were all straight, but then Trey and looks like Stencil got together, and of course that hit me in the left rear to send me for a ride, and I just hung on hoping no one would hit me, and Elliott nailed me in the left front, and I lost my wheel. So like it's me and Super Speedway racing, man. It's same story. I always end up in a wreck one way or another. So just unfortunate. Of course, like I rode around the entire race trying to stay out of an incident, and then of course the first lap I decide to go racing, I get involved in an incident. So it's typical Super Speedway racing for me. So I'm just used to it at this point.
Are you going to try and get back out there, or are you going to go ahead and just call it a night?
I'll try to get it fixed, and we'll see how it is. We're going to be multiple laps down, but we might try to go out there and finish the race. Just depends on where we are. I mean, it's the last race of the regular season. We've already locked up the regular season championship, so it's not like this race mattered to us anyway. So just want to have some fun before the playoffs started, but unfortunately our race ended early. So we'll try to get back out there, try to at least finish this thing, and then we'll get ready for the playoffs in 2 weeks.
Daniel, if I can make you feel better real quickly, John, Pedro in the Xfinity Series has, I think, the best finish for him on Super Speedways is 30th in 3 races this season.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's me and the cup stuff, unfortunately.
All right, Daniel, tough luck tonight, man. Look forward to seeing what you can do in the playoffs, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys. You enjoy the rest of the race, guys.
Thanks, man. You too. Appreciate John and Daniel giving us his time and his honest opinion. Gotta love honesty as they go across the start-finish line.
He sounds like me in play racing. You want to take it easy, but then when it's time to go, the first lap you decide to go, it just breaks loose.
Right. And it's so easy to do. And one theory that I actually use when I super speedway race, it's so weird, but it actually works kind of for you. At least it does for me. Is working for a delivery parcel service like I do.
Do tell.
Watching the 6 of Montesi give a push to Daly and say, "Up, hanging a left here." Oh, Dub Daly might have got
Fuller up
himself
top.
hung. So I was starting to say, though, was one thing you're taught to do is obviously you got these key defensive driving skills and stuff like that. One of them is aim high in steering. And what that means is you look 15 seconds. Oh, 51 almost got turned into tri-oval. Don't push into corners, boys. But aim high in steering means you look 15 seconds ahead. So what I normally do is I'll sit in the back. I'll go back there in the back, and my eyes are not directly on the car I'm pushing. It's the leaders is where I'm looking the whole entire time. And if I see the pack even get any type of sorts of out of control or I start seeing smoke, I'm on the brakes quick. So the only downfall to it is somebody usually will run me over if I'm not the last car in line. But 99% of the time I'm the last car in line. And speaking of the first car in line, Justin Fuller to the top side. Mike Kelly stuck in the middle with the 22. Business is picking up.
It's getting crazy out there, Chris. It really is, man. But, touch on what you were just talking about. I'll go through the same training that you do because I'm also a delivery driver, or I was anyway before I got hurt. The defensive driving tactics they teach really do serve you well. Oh, my God, look at Kelly out of shape. They do serve you well here at Play Track Racing as long as you got people behind you that are also paying attention.
Yeah, the problem is most of these people don't look past their hoods. Let's just be real.
Back here we got contact.
And we got all of, Beasley's in the grass. We got all of the 811 cars. They're calling the back of the field right now and saying, "We're coming to you."
Yeah, I mean, with 21 to go, I wouldn't go too far back because this car is notoriously incapable of catching up to a draft once you lose it, unless you've got at least 10 guys with you.
I could show you the footage from the 500 win. I believe still at this point in the race, I was riding back to where Tommy is.
Really?
Yes. And then if you ever watch, as a matter of fact, I have it still set up on YouTube. I can show it on the stream, but literally with about 10 laps to go, I was in a 3x3x3x3 middle of something. And I'm like, okay, I didn't practice this, so my arms are death gripped on the wheel. And somehow they spin, and every car around me gets in it, and I somehow just bump the guy in front of me and go through.
Man, play track racing is just so nerve-wracking for me. And it's a sim. I can't imagine what these guys feel like in real life.
Well, for me, it's like, and I explain this, when people call me, and this is the reason why, when I say the finish of the broadcast, I always say the line, it's not just a game, it's iRacing. The reason why I say that is, for me, I grew up wanting to be a race car driver.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where I didn't ever get a chance to race. Now, I probably could now. Well, then again, I'm too fat probably to do it. But anyways, I've always wanted to be a racer, so I focused on the broadcast side. So the closest I ever will get to a racing career is right here. So people like me who will get told sometimes, dude, you take this a little too serious sometimes. Yep, and I'm guilty of it. I will fully say it, and that's because, I care.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's not, and I'm not saying these guys don't care. That's not my point to this at all. It's the point that I care, and when you get out there and you run laps so much, and you continue to have bad luck, and bad luck, and bad luck, and eventually it catches up and starts just eating at you, and you start raging, and it can play a factor. So that whole game thing kind of gets thrown out the window. As we see Mike Kelly making an appearance up here at the top. In one car, Kevin England outside wall, back there in the back of the pack, but I think he was more just trying to get out of everybody's way. Oh, and inner wall, Doy Woods! This is going to set a chain reaction. And somehow, once again, here come the guys coming in hot in the second pack. And somehow, again, we end up with 4 cars.
Bullets being dodged here, Chris.
Now,
Bullets being dodged.
If you're a fan of 1990s racing, you might want to shut your eyes here. And I'm speaking from the points, or from the paint scheme side of things here. Let's look at the replay here and see where this all starts. It's on the back straightaway here. And Robert Frary involved, the 18 of Bentley Glazier gets involved here, but the two with the heaviest damage after this wreck are the two I'm talking about. Where 1990s racing fans, you do not want to see this. As we go slow-mo here, see where this all starts. I see Doy going left. You know what? No, not well. It knocks the 54 Jimmy Coleman kind of out of line. And I wonder if Doy got cleared there. Maybe that's why he made that move.
I don't know if maybe he didn't know Henderson was out there.
I think Doy's giving room to Jimmy. But look at the two paint schemes up in the outside wall.
Yep.
The STP car in Davey Allison's Haviland car.
And then Rusty Wallace diving down to the grass right there.
Good point there.
And we know that Rusty and grass at Daytona never worked out very well, hardly.
My first career race was that race. My first race I ever went to. I sat on the other side of Lake Lloyd on a camper watching a black number 2 go flipping as a 7-year-old. I'm like,
wow, dude. That must have been intense for a 7-year-old to see something like that.
Well, to explain it, I still remember the sight and the length, the just everything of that setting. I remember them coming down the backstretch, and I heard a lady scream. And I looked to the right, and you see dirt just flying, and you see a car flipping. And it was like, whoa. But
those are some scary wrecks to see back then, too.
Yeah, they are. Well, and as I think about it, I still, unfortunately, my dad passed away a couple years ago. I never had the chance to ask him this question, but I believe the first ever wreck I saw at a track, unfortunately, a guy got killed.
Oh, my gosh.
Because it was obviously back in those early days of, the Dash series and stuff like that. That ran at Daytona. But obviously, the first race I ever watched a cup race was Jeff Gordon won the Twin 125 at the youngest age ever. And then watched the IROC race. Bill Elliott won that race, which was cool. He was my favorite driver at that time. And then the Saturday race was won by Dale. And then, of course, Dale Jarrett, the Dale and Dale show in 93. So
Nice.
that was my first ever 500.
My first Cup race was
Not on TV?
no, it was Charlotte Motor Speedway.
I was talking about black and white. There's a joke there.
Har har. I'm just letting that one go. Anyway, my wife gives me so much crap about being old. But anyway, was the first race that Ernie Irvin, one of his first races back from his crash in August at Michigan. It was at Charlotte the next year. But it was the one. It was really the one that kind of put him out of racing. That crash he had coming out of turn 2 at Charlotte, and I think it was the October race. Was my first Cup race, and we were down in the pits, and the sound of that impact, I could still hear it sometimes, man. One of the hardest hits I've ever heard. It really sounded like two, one of those demolition balls, wrecking balls, hitting each other.
Wow.
Just on a completely off topic note, I'm in the server in the chat, and things are about to get spicy with the 51 car. You may want to keep the camera on him as long as you can. He just put in the chat, this is the one warning. If I get blocked at all before 8 laps to go, I am not lifting.
Oh, boy. That's
boy.
Brad Keselowski sounding a couple of seasons ago when he was tired of getting wrecked.
And look, as I've done a lot of laps with Fuller. He means it. He absolutely means it.
Oh, I know that feeling. I mean, there's been plenty of times I've raced with friends, and matter of fact, I have one named Joe, particularly Mr. Petrick, and he knows when I mean this too. Every time I'll say Joe, he's in front of me. He'll be like, "Yeah, what's up, Cap?" And I'm like, "I ain't letting up.
I'm not lifting, buddy."
I ain't lifting." And he knows it. He learned the first time I said that. I went like flying around him 3 wide at like Charlotte in a truck, and he's like, "Well, I believe you." Yeah. But
Real
anyways.
quick before we go back to green, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Favorite vehicle on your favorite track?
Ooh. You know, it used to be the trucks at Charlotte, but now that Charlotte's gotten older, I've had trouble with that track. Let me get back to you on that. I got to think about that one. That's a good little put me on the spot question there. As we come back to the green, Byron
You're
Daly,
welcome.
Kevin DeBrown, Brian Macklin, Mike Kelly, and then Block Me Fuller running in fifth.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
And immediately they hang Kevin DeBrown out. Like, immediately the IndyCar Texas comes to my mind. That's one. I love that combo. I've actually liked the ARCA in trucks at, oh my gosh, Daly about got turned in front of the field. As there goes Macklin topside. Here comes Fuller. The only thing blocking him now is the air. 3 wide. Here comes the 42 Estenzo. He was in a wreck a little bit ago. He's up fourth outside lane. Tyler Dalton, 6th outside lane making moves. But, no, let's see. Trucks in ARCA, Texas. I like, for some reason on iRacing, Texas is perfect.
Mine became Darlington the trucks this year,
I love that track.
but only open setups. Can't stand the fixed setup.
People find me weird for saying Darlington is my favorite track.
Yeah, it's great. It's fun,
Oh.
especially in the truck. Oh, look at this. Daly out of shape.
I
The
think
bumping
yeah.
is getting crazy, Chris. The
Yeah.
bumping is getting really crazy up front.
Your gloves better be up to your shoulders. Yeah, Kevin DeBrown, there's the pusher. He's literally pushing Byron Daly into turn 3.
13 to go, folks. This is it, Chris. This is when we're going to start seeing pretty much everything out the window. Anything goes here. Pushing through the turns, which we know is a no-no, but they're going to do it. 3 wide pushing through the turns. That's also no-no. They're going to do it.
Now, when we say no-nos, we mean not it's legal, it just might not be such a smart thing to do.
Well, I was trying to be nice.
Well, because people are like, oh, it's against the rule. No, let's get that right.
It's not against the rules. It's just against common sense.
So where I'm looking at really quickly, drivers. Oh, and Randy Oakham gets turned back straight away. I just saw the 8 car sideways.
Caution's out.
Oh, and
Ooh,
Chad Coleman.
Poor Chad. He is going to want to get rid of that paint scheme. Yep, broken right front. It's done.
I was just about to look at the cars that had a chance to win into the playoffs And I look up and I saw the whole left side of his car, which is never a good thing on a straightaway.
Oh, no, not at all.
Caution out for the fourth. Look at that, Suns. Red
That's
sky
great.
at night, sailor's delight.
Dude, I just posted that on Facebook this morning. We woke up to a bright red sunrise.
Oh, sunrise in the morning, sailor's big morning.
That's right.
Oh, Yoakum went up the
Oh,
track and got
wow.
hooked.
Yeah.
Who's that third
I guess
car?
he did.
Is that
That's
Holyfield?
Holyfield.
Yep.
Yeah. Poor Chad, man. That car is just destroyed. Folks, your tires on the front, especially, aren't supposed to wobble like
That is one heck of toe out.
Toe out, camber askew. shall we
That's a
say?
good way to put it too. Broken toe link. All right, so let's see. Was Randy trying? I'm just trying to see what Randy here might have been. I don't know.
Man, that was hard.
That was a lick. Falkingham gets through. Kevin England through.
That's Jeff's brother right there, just sneaking by there.
All right, so this is going to give us an opportunity real quickly as we're coming to 10 to go this time by. Let's throw the points up on the screen now. I show the top 30 here, but remember, as I've learned here, the top 20 will get you in. So when you look at Riviera, he's out. So let's look down here with Bobby Wetzel. If Bobby Wetzel, I guess Doug Roth may be too far back. So Bobby Wetzel right here, 22nd. Mike Montesi, Justin Mons, Mike Kelly, Brian Macklin. If any of these 4 cars or 5 cars win this race, then Joey Jatina's out.
Oh,
or Jimmy
boy.
Coleman's out. And that's going to be key because it is winning in. So those are the cars we're going to have to watch. As I look over here at the standings, Mike Kelly running 5th right now. You got Justin Mons is over in 19th right now. Still plenty of time. Montesi is 8th. And then Bobby Wetzel was involved in an accident earlier. He's actually hanging out in 30th right now. But as you mentioned earlier, these cars, yes, they're fragile, but the bodies on them are tough as nails and can take a beating.
Yeah, the bodies can, absolutely. It's the suspension pieces for some reason are like made out of Legos, I guess. I don't know.
You could say that.
You want to see if we can get a word with Mr. Coleman, or you want to let him calm down first?
Yeah, let's I think we should. You know who I want? Let's talk to Mike Kelly. Let's see if we
All
get
right,
Mike
I'll grab
Kelly
him.
here. I want to thank Mr. Mustian for going down there and helping me find these people, because this is not my biggest game, like when it comes to finding people on Discord. Hey, Mike, you got a copy, buddy?
I was wondering what was going on there. What's
We're just causing trouble.
That was me playing with you, Mike.
Easy,
Ding, ding.
easy. So Mike, real quickly, one to go. Just question to clear rumors here, and this is inside joke, John. Coleman's related or not?
Nope, still not related.
Just checking. Okay, so you're 5th right now, winning in. Do you feel the pressure right now with 10 laps to go?
No, I'd love to win it, but I'm not feeling any pressure because I was 52 points ahead of Bobby going into this, and I got 8 points at the stage. I'm feeling pretty confident that I'm in, so I'm going for it. I got my buddy Nelson here to shadow me, and we're going to go for the win. At least get a top 5, hopefully, not get wrecked out.
All right, man. Well, best of luck here on the back straightaway. It's going to get a little wild here. Hold on to those. Hold on to that wheel real tight.
Yeah, it's going to get wild, and I'm sure I'm jinxed now that you brought me up here to the booth, but it's nice to talk to you.
Hey, in fairness, Friday night, I did an in-race reporter with the broadcast, and the guy won the race, and it was his first career win. So,
Hey, you can keep me in here for the rest of the race if you want.
I said it Friday night. I'll say it again. It's only superstition if you believe it.
That's right.
All right, man. Thanks, guys.
You too, Mike. You too, Mike.
We'll
Mike,
see
it's
ya.
turn 1, right?
Yep, we'll see you in the...
Oh, he gone. Sorry, I booted him.
Oh.
I'm so mean.
Button for that?
What a meanie. What a bully.
Is there a button for that?
No, I just right-clicked and moved to the channel. You can right-click and select the channel he goes to.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you learn things every day. All right,
I
coming
did.
to yeah, right.
really just learned that. I was today years old.
It was 83 years ago. No, Kevin DeBrown coming to the green with Byron Daly, Justin Fuller, Macklin, and Mike Kelly, who we just spoke with. Daly doing the whole switcheroo thingy that they do on super speedways. Oh, here we go.
On the restart. Oh, no.
Eidson gets
Campbell.
turned.
And they're still wrecking.
Not Randy Yoakum, it's Jeff Ryan goes around. Glenn Campbell looks like he's
No
got
caution.
a piece. No caution. Wow.
And they're still trying to wreck up front. Look at Fuller.
Trying to wreck up front.
Oh, caution is out.
No, it's still green
Oh, no.
according to my ticker.
Oh, the caution flashed up on the screen real quick there. Sorry about that. That's on me.
It happened. Well, that was a wazoo of a restart.
Wow,
2000.
Daly.
Oh,
here we
and
go.
the wall goes Daly. Bentley Glazier to 6 gets turned.
And that's definitely going to be a caution.
Tyler
That call-
Dalton gets a piece. Jimmy Coleman is in it.
Wow. Bruh, we went how many laps without a caution?
It's Daytona, boys. Or as Chase Elliott called it, Bristol. And I'm totally okay with it.
You know, I was wondering if you caught that, if I was the only one that caught that in that interview.
Oh, there's plenty of things that got caught in there. Let's start with this. Chase Elliott says, we're going to Bristol, which in fairness, for tradition, does anybody remember the last race of August, what it always used to be?
Yeah.
The night race at Bristol.
Yeah.
3, when yesterday's race was over, what did it look like?
It looked like Bristol. There were more cars wrecked in last night's race than I think we've seen in any other plate track race combined this year.
There you go. All right, so let's go see what happens here on the restart. I saw it looked like just a bump draft, once again, going wrong. And the only one that's showing me an accident on the replay is Joseph Grijalva. So let's click on his name, and he's way on back here in turn 3 and 4. So, wonder if he checked up for something. Give me a minute here. Sometimes I just click on yellow flag and it'll pop up for me. And here we go, off turn 4. We'll show both wrecks here. First, let's show the one that brings the caution out. So, Byron Daly's caught there, and I wonder if he gets cleared maybe here. Oh, no, you know what? Right there, contact with Stenzel. He's trying to side draft. Gets into Glazier. Moth misses it. That's big. So that brings the caution out, and then the restart. Happens here. 77 gets into the 44, and that was actually Medina, not Edson. So apologies to Trey. Oh, and Bobby Wetzel comes in and cleans him out. Two accidents in one.
Mayhem and destruction everywhere.
In Daytona.
In Daytona. Oh, wow. What?
Where's he going?
Free aerial went by the outside of Ryan, and I guess some net code reached up and tapped the back end of that car and just sent him spinning. That's got to be frustrating. You know, Daly on that restart got shuffled back from the lead into the middle of that pack, and that's kind of where it went wrong for him, you know?
All right, so we heard Mike in the interview. He mentioned that, you know, obviously the points he was ahead and so on and so forth. So I want to back up a second because, once again, I'm learning. I'm getting it down. It took me a couple weeks when I did the Xfinity Series to get it all down the right way here. I try to read as much as I can, rule books and stuff with work schedule and things. So I do apologize if I'm getting some of the stats and some of the rules and things like that wrong on the Cup side of things here too. But I just went and double checked really quickly. It is the top 20 drivers that go to the playoffs in this series. So it's not like 16 like I've been saying. So I want to correct myself on that. And again, apologies for getting that wrong again. But with that being said, as I look at the points again, so Mike Montesi, as he was entering this race, was right on the bubble. So Mons is actually in as we get to it. It's where Bobby Wetzel and Roth and all those guys, they have to jump up there to somehow get in. So it's very close right now. As mentioned, the bubble spot right now is actually between Montesi and Wetzel for 22nd. So Doug Roth and Campbell and those guys probably too far back. So just want to get that kind of squared away real quickly in the points right now. So Montesi is about with 442 points right now. And then there's Riviera, who's out because he didn't make enough starts. Bobby Wetzel, 428. And then it's down to 400 at Doug Roth, 399 Glenn Campbell. So basically Campbell, Roth, Charles Woods maybe even. It looks like Eric Arnold, unfortunately, is out. Those guys need a win, and they need some help to get to the top 20 in the point standings. But the win factor, obviously, is what comes into play here. 5 laps to go.
And look who's down the inside of that front row. Mike Kelly looking for a win also.
He is looking for a win. So is Kevin DeBrown right there behind him. As Mons restarts 8th, so we have 4 laps to go this time by.
Good start by Fuller on the outside with Macklin pushing him, but down on the inside, you see DeBrown pushing Mike Kelly back up. Oh, Fuller jumps down in front to break that up. That was a brave move.
I think he's trying to use both lanes here. I think he's trying not to hang Macklin out, but at the same time, he's trying to keep the bottom lane in check there. Comstock going to the middle, leaves that E.J. O'Rourke topside. Look at Richard Beasley. He's a previous Super Speedway champion. As Fuller's in the middle. And Mike Kelly then a lead and caution back out.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Somebody's in the grass back in turn 3. And I hate to say it, Mike Montesi, was he involved in that? No, he was not. He's 2 laps down. I'll have to see who it was here. Forgive me. I'm apologizing a lot tonight. Oh, Falkingham
it's
is
Falkingham
down here in
again.
turn 3, yeah. Daniel's like, get me out of Daytona, please.
Right? Is this race over yet? Now we're going to do the green, white checkers here. And I believe they have what? Let's see. 2 attempts.
I do know that rule.
Humana.
Oh, wow. Bobby Wetzel involved in this one.
What?
Hold on, Daniel. Oh, Simley.
Oh, no. Oh, Scott's not going to be happy about that.
See what started that. As Kelly goes to the lead inside lane. Oh, Campbell gets hooked by... Is that 77 car? Got him.
Wow. Heavy impacts, too.
Yeah, Frary. All right, hang on. There we go. Looks like that's the 24 getting turned around. Tommy Ryan gets into the wall. There's action everywhere.
This race is really starting to resemble the one we saw this weekend, man.
Right? I kind of figured the last 5 laps would be like an NBA last 2 minutes.
That's the first time I think,
think about it. I mean,
I've ever heard a NASCAR race compared to a basketball game.
Well, I mean, the last 2 minutes of an NBA game could take like an hour and a half.
True. You're right. You're very right about that. But still, in all my years, that's the first time I've heard of a NASCAR race being compared to a basketball game. That's
77.
excellent.
Jimmy Coleman gets a piece too.
Did you see all 4 of Frieri's tires come off the ground?
Yeah, wow. Have you ever heard a Red Sox-Yankees comparison?
No, but please.
Well, those games usually take about 4.5 hours.
Not because there's like a rivalry or anything there, right?
No, not at all.
Not at all. So both the Ryan brothers have disconnected from the server. They have parked their cars and gone home.
Unfortunate there for the North Carolina 811 family of drivers in this race. It's been so wild. My head's spinning right now, to be honest with you. I'm like trying to get this all straight and what's going on here. But yeah, a lot of attrition here in this ending.
Yes, absolutely. And I tell you what, my head is right next to yours, but for different reasons.
Yeah, mine is more. I'm trying to make sure I just like obviously taking care of our great sponsors, North Carolina 811. Again, thank you guys for being a part of this. Matter of fact, let's step aside really quickly and let's talk a little bit, or let the commercial play here for a second of what North Carolina 811 and the other 811 services around the country are all about. We'll be right back here in just a second.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on NC811.org or the NC811 app.
So there you go, the great people at North Carolina 811, proud sponsors of this Cup Series. And we are one to go. And we are at the 80 lap mark, so this will be green-white checker number 1 of 2. And if you don't know what that means basically they're going to get 2 chances to restart this race. And if the white comes out, then the race is over at the next flag. If the yellow comes back out, they re-rack them and do it all over again. Mike Kelly, Kevin DeBrown, Justin Fuller, Nelson Riviera, Brian Macklin, your top 5. Macklin won the Xfinity race from the FEG Xfinity Series race at Daytona a couple weeks ago. Can he go 2 for 2 here? David Comstock was a lap down a little bit ago. He's restarting 7th. Justin Mons is there in the 8th position. This is going to get wild. Seatbelts on, everybody. Green flag going to come out with 3 laps to go at Daytona. Green white checker number 1. As Kevin DeBrown. Oh, Kelly getting loose. 22 is going to get shuffled out. Oh, they're moving everywhere, shuffling people. I think that's spotters, right?
Happen.
What in the world? Justin Mons up the middle, giving a push to EJ O'Rourke.
And that's where the problems are coming from, Chris, is all this pushing and shoving.
Look in the middle here. You got Doug Roth. Brian Wertman is coming into this. Oh, there goes Wertman.
Oh, there goes Wertman.
Hi, Wertman.
He took Dalton with him.
White flag, they made it back, and there's the wreck in the tri-oval. Hard into the wall. Beasley. Simley's involved, Macklin. Other cars involved. We're still racing, oh, by the way. And in the wall goes Comstock. A Daytona Rumble just broke out.
Mike Kelly looking for his first win. He's got Fuller on the outside here, Chris.
Yeah, Fuller with push from E.J. O'Rourke. Does O'Rourke got anything for Fuller? O'Rourke backing off as they come to the checkered flag. Fuller trying to protect. He's got it. Justin Fuller going to win at Daytona as they wreck again. Holy mayhem.
Wow.
Mike Kelly second, E.J. O'Rourke, Kevin DeBrown. Justin Mons ends up 5th with a broken right front. Gerald Livingston finishes 6th. Elliott Henderson 8th. Look at 9th and 10th.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're going to spend the next 6 hours going through the last lap of this race. I can only imagine how chat sounds right now.
I wish I could hear it. I can see a lot of talking. I just can't hear what they're saying. Oh, boy.
Fuller taking advantage of EJ O'Rourke, and I believe they're teammates, if I remember correctly, somehow. I think, maybe.
I'm looking. Yeah, they are. Okay, then. I was thinking, man, that's not going to be a very popular decision for O'Rourke to push forward to the win like that. Because for some reason, I thought O'Rourke and Kelly were teammates.
All right, where's the smoke? Come on. He's trying to get a burnout done, but I think he's high-siding himself every time he tries.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all us fellas just do that.
How about Jatina coming back with a top 10, though, after being involved in, what, 2-3 wrecks tonight?
Fuller trying to celebrate here is we'll get the points updated and get you the official playoff standings and who's in and who's officially out. I don't think we're going to see really any changes in the top 20. When it's all said and done here. Just obviously Daly and Nelson Riviera are out because they didn't make enough starts. So we'll figure it out there from Joey as Justin still tries to figure out next gen burnouts here at Daytona apparently. Which trust me, I'm with you. I tried to do truck burnouts and I couldn't do it.
Somebody told me it's got something to do with the tire model used here or something. I don't know.
Who knows? Fuller wins it. Kelly finishes second. O'Rourke third. Kevin DeBrown fourth. Justin Mons at top 5. How about Gerald Livingston? A top 10 finish for him. Nelson Riviera sixth. Elliot Henderson seventh. Eighth, I should say, behind Nelson Riviera. Joey Jatina finishing 10th behind Jimmy Coleman. Doug Roth 11th. John Fowler. Bobby Wetzel ends up 13th. Tyler Dalton 14th. Charles Woods 15th. Simley 16th. Richard Beasley 17th. Brian Wortman ends up 18th after spinning there on the last lap. Coming to the white flag. Bentley Glazier 19th. Jose Gonzalez 20th. Dwight Beverly 21st. Macklin 22nd. Robert Frary 23rd. Kevin England 24th. Comstock, Stenzel, Doyd Woods, Ed Burrell. Glenn Campbell finishing 29th. And then Medina, Ryan, Montesi, Ryan, Jeff that is, Trey Edson, Chad Coleman, unfortunately 35th in his 1,000th start in the series. Byron Daly, Joseph Grijalva, Randy Yoakum, Ron Holyfield, Parker, and Arnold and Teff never started the race, unfortunately for them. They will not make the playoffs. At least Eric Arnold will not make the playoffs in what was an absolute wild race. I'm going to catch my breath here for a second. All right. Let's have some fun here. We're going to do, as we did last week, a little extended post-race show. We'll talk to some drivers here. We'll talk to drivers in the playoffs. We'll talk to some drivers who ran well tonight. And right now, let's go get EJ O'Rourke.
Hey, Chris.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to excuse myself, man. I'm really not feeling well.
No problem. We're gonna let John head out there for a second. John, unfortunately, is a little under the weather here, so we're gonna let him go do what he has to do. So unfortunate for him. And but we'll talk some drivers.
It was great working with you tonight again.
Absolutely. You too, John. Feel better, buddy. And we'll talk next week at. I don't even remember where we are next week right now. My head's spinning.
Darlington, aren't they following the
Darlington.
schedule?
They follow the Cup schedule. So, yeah, Darlington. So, appreciate John. Appreciate you joining us, bud.
All right, brother. You have a good night. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold that thought. We're actually off next week, brother.
It is true. Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend. All right. We'll be back on September 12th. Same bat channel. Same bat time.
There you go. Thanks, John.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, John Mustin Jr. Appreciate him joining us. And, yeah, this has been one heck of a broadcast. I'm just going to put it like that. Like, I'm going to go ahead and admit I have not been in my A-plus game tonight. I just feel that way for some reason, but I am my own worst enemy. Anyways, let's get EJ O'Rourke up here. And, all right, EJ joins us. EJ, man, what a race that was coming to the finish. A wild race itself out there. The handling, coming into play. I didn't see what I fully expected out there handling wise, and maybe the cars were, maybe it was more the drivers doing a great job keeping the dartiness out of it. But that was just wild.
Yeah, tell you what, Chris, we had a good night here in the 41 Personal Comfort Chevy Camaro. I don't know. It's just it was one of those races. It's this Cup car, this new Gen 7. The next gen is very tough to drive, very darty. It gets out of shape when you don't expect it to. But luckily, we almost got it done there.
Almost, yeah. Talk about that last lap. Obviously, teammate there and Fuller helping him out. Obviously, kind of hanging Mike Kelly out there to drive to make that pass. Talk about that whole move.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't really know what to expect because, well, with 6 or 7 to go, I was running 18th, and then I missed the wreck, and I'll end up 6th, and that's just how it happened. So, I'm here to help my teammates, but I'm here to win too. And I thought when I pushed Fuller past Mike and I got in front of Mike, I thought he was going to maybe give me a push to have a chance at it, but he went to my outside. But it's all right, aftermath win's good. And, I know Fuller doesn't have any sponsors on that Ford Fusion, but, personal comfort's a big sport of him and us, and I just appreciate everything you guys do in Sim500. And, we haven't had a top 10 since February, so figures it's here, right?
Right. And then, of course, you did win the Xfinity race in February here at this track, so good to cap off the season here at Daytona with a third-place finish. The racing out there, you mentioned the handling and, of course, all the wrecks at the end there. How crazy was it from where you were sitting?
Yeah, I got out of shape a handful of times. Luckily, I somewhat know what I'm doing, and I was able to not wreck it. But it's crazy. I mean, you got to protect the right rear quarter panel. You got to be careful through the middle. I mean, when people side suck on you, and get the suck, it really pulls your car up to them, and you just got to be aware of that. It's it's hard to just jump in here, especially in the practice, and not being able to do this a whole lot. So it's fun. I've taken a kind of a part-time cup schedule this year, so it's fun to come back and get a third.
Great job, man. Shout out to whoever you like to, buddy.
I appreciate it, Chris. Appreciate you guys, Captain Esports, broadcast, and Joey Katina, everyone at Sim500. I want to say congratulations to Chad Coleman on his 1,000th start in Sim500. It's pretty crazy. I will probably be the next one to hit that. And Scott Simley, Personal Comfort, everyone over here, Gary Mercer Trucking, Papa's Hardware, the Chevrolet Camaro team is fast, and we'll go get them next week.
Absolutely, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The third place finish for EJ O'Rourke, third place finish as Kelly got around him there at the end of this race. Congratulations to him on that finish. Is plenty of people to talk to here as I look through and looking through the grid. Let's see if it's been updated. I know Joey's usually, yep, it's already been updated. Looky there. And trying to see numbers here. And just confirming, I'm about to confirm if Wetzel is in. And you know what, let me bring Joey up here real quickly and just to get this cleared up, because I'm still obviously trying to get the series right with the rules and things like that. I want to make sure I get this accurate, because I have not been the most accurate tonight. And again, I do apologize for that, as been a lot going on here tonight at Daytona. But Joey, I wanted to bring you up here. First off, congratulations on making the playoffs. Congrats on surviving, finishing 10th. Obviously, I'm still trying to get the points squared away here, as you know, learning the Cup Series side of things here with how it's run. So we've got, obviously, Nelson is 20th in points, but not enough starts, so he's eliminated out. Byron Daly's eliminated out. So that means we get two people moved into the top 20, correct? Or is it the top 20 altogether?
No, that's correct. It looks like Bobby Wetzel and Mike Montesi will both move into the playoffs, correct?
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure I got that all squared away here. So, because originally I was like 16 are in, I'm like, wait a minute, no, it's actually 20. So, again, read the rules, Chris, as I've slowly been doing and learning here. But, so it's good to know. So, Bobby Wetzel, Mike Montesi is in. Doug Roth, unfortunately, falls just short, along with Campbell and Charles Woods and those guys. But more importantly, Joey, you're in. 16th position. Congratulations on making the playoffs. I'm sure that's got to be exciting for you.
Yeah, it was a goal to make in this league. I didn't know if I could do it at one point in the season. I was probably 26th in points, and you know the way it's worked out is 22 regular season events. We were allowed 4 drops, so 18 of your best races count. I just hit a heater. I don't know what it was, but we won a streak of top 10s, top 15s. I mean, we've really been solid over the last few months. So I don't know, man. I got to give credit to our team, the Sim500 Mafia. Every one of those guys, there's a bunch of them, but we've pushed ourselves this year to get better and to try to race some of these fast guys, and we're doing it.
Yeah, you definitely are. You guys are working pretty well together. So you had John fooled a little bit. I know he's not here right now, but you had him fooled a little bit. You told him before the race, he's like, man, I'm going to talk to that Joey guy. It's like, so I'm going to hang out in the back, and first half of the race, you're up there in the pack digging. And I'm like, man, hey, Joey's going for it. And obviously you've got the experience and that kind of thing. It's all a matter of kind of what you're feeling at that point. It's like, do I go to the front? Do I go to the back? But it seemed like after that first caution, that's when it was like, to the back I go.
Yeah, I mean, it was everybody was real calm up there, other than one guy who was kind of racing erratic. But it is what it is. We always have those guys time to time.
Mhm.
But what hurt me was the pit stop. The green flag stop. I
Yeah.
caught the cone coming in, went a lap down, and the caution comes out after that, and my teammate stays out, and I don't get the lucky dog at that point. And then I don't know how I got it the big crash over in 3 and 4. I was literally going through the grass, and it still gave it to me. So from there, it was just like, how do you get back through the field? Because the next one's coming. But man, we got lucky the last lap. We dodged a couple of big ones and wound up outside pole and banked another top 10. So we're excited.
There you go, man. Well, great job tonight. Appreciate all your help in getting us caught up here, and of course your support there with the North Carolina 811 team. Just looking through the numbers, it looks like you're one of the top 2 drivers in the family tonight. So congratulations on that. But obviously, more importantly, what these people do for the series.
Yeah, and man, 811 call before you dig. Know what's below. That 14 car was digging tonight, man. I had a blast. I was really surprised we missed the pole just by, and Tyler Dalton, my teammate's like one of the best qualifiers on these tracks. And, to be that close to a pole to beat him out, I don't know, man. I was like, what's going to happen next? And, the race was a good race, couple of incidents we wish we didn't have. But, man, that car was just perfect. So, yeah, big thanks to 811 call before you dig, North Carolina branch. We couldn't do this without those guys, and man, I'm so proud to continue to represent these guys near the top 10.
And not to mention, if you're in a state that's not North Carolina, check around because there's likely an 811 number there for your state also. So appreciate your time, Joey. Go be the owner now and go have fun watching all the rec replays with Chad and them. And we appreciate your time, buddy.
Hey, Chris. The Captain Esports Network, great addition to the league. If you're out there, please share these videos. We appreciate you. His socials, Sim500 Esports Racing League. If you want to come join this crazy stuff.
Yeah,
thanks, Chris.
Crazy is a good word to use after tonight. Appreciate your time, buddy. Joey Jatina, as he checks back down with his team there. Appreciate him clearing that up. So just so that we had the understanding. So 21st and 22nd officially are in. So that means you will see next week or 2 weeks from now at Darlington, it'll be Bobby Wetzel, Mike Montesi in the playoffs. Congratulations to them, and appreciate again Joey coming up and helping me get caught up with all that stuff. So, all right, let's talk to Mike Kelly. Finishes in the second position. As Mike joins us now, or joins me, unfortunately, John had to take off there, Mike. But hey, I told you that it's only a jinx if you believe it. You finished second.
You're the man.
That's right. I mean, I'm not trying to sound egotistical here or anything, but man, what a great race it was. And unfortunately, it looks like a couple teammates double-teamed you, but hey, you were there.
Man, I just about got that NC811 Ford Mustang into victory lane. But yeah, I mean, it was great. I'm going to win one of these someday. But Justin, I mean, he's just so good at that. I knew what he was doing the whole way, and he stayed wheelbarrowed up my butt there really good to the point where I was just holding on for dear life. I couldn't really do much else but go wide open and hold on. And I knew if I tried to, I knew he was going to push me out and try to push me out and get the outside lane clear and then just go around me. He was going to wait till coming out of 4, but he went ahead and did it, going into 3. And I could have threw a block there, but we probably all would have just wrecked. So I just let him. If I would have probably tried to back him off to not let that outside clear, I probably would have got ran over from behind. So I just held on for dear life and got what I could get.
Yeah, and obviously the keys were for all the wrecks there towards the middle part. Once we got past halfway, it was like the full moon came out. But
Yeah,
what,
we
what?
called that.
Yeah, no, exact. Well, I think just the way racing has become, that's kind of the way it is. I mean, the only thing we're missing is, and I guess this might not be the best time to use this reference, but I'm going to. If rain was in the forecast at Daytona, we might have had 80 laps of that kind of racing. But needless to say, the racing you saw tonight, obviously a little different than what we're used to. We're used to just being out there pack racing and doing our thing. And obviously, as we got later into the run, the field spread out a little bit. And it was more of a 2x2, I don't want to call it a parade lap, but it almost looked like that more because the cars, you guys were hanging on, trying to get to the halfway point to pit.
Yeah, exactly. I wish it could have went green all the way because it would have been a very interesting race if it could have
Right.
went green all the way. I was good to go. One of my teammates was not good to go, and you could tell just by when everyone pitted, that there was a group that was probably not going to be able to make it to the end for sure. There was another group that was going to be really close, and I was in the group that was in good shape. So I was just riding. A lot of us just rode for a while and was kind of saving fuel, and then that yellow came out and made it so everyone was good to the end. And we were talking about it in the Discord channel that, because nobody had been really going 3 wide at all. Everyone
Right.
was being good. And then you knew at that point, because you could go outside on somebody 3 wide and just put the people in the middle. It was like you put the parachute out. And so you knew that as soon as they started going 3 wide, it was going to get crazy.
Yeah, it
And
got
it did.
crazy. It did get crazy in the end. So you're talking about your teammates who knew they were short on fuel and some that were good. One of your teammates went a little too long, I would say, too.
Yeah, Scotty. Well, Scotty, there was a little bit of a Bobby Wetzel ran out of gas.
Right.
And he got bunched up trying to get, I don't know. I heard a lot of radio chatter that he was kind of in the way after he ran out of gas, but it affected Scotty, and he missed getting into pit road, and he didn't have enough fuel to get all the way back around. So he had to clutch it and do everything he could just to make that final lap, and he lost a lap, but then he got lucky, made it up, and got back up to 16th. So, and then Robert, he was not going to be able to make it, but me and Nelson were good to go. So
Awesome. Well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations. You're in the playoffs, and you get to go race for a championship, and that starts in 2 weeks at Darlington. Send shout-outs, whoever you like to, buddy.
yeah, NC811 for sponsoring me here, and almost got him into victory lane, and for backing up this league and this this series and this league as a whole. They put in a lot of support, and it's great to have somebody like that on board who's really sponsoring cup stuff. So you guys, are you and John, where is John?
John's a little under the weather, we'll call it.
Okay, well, yeah, you guys, Captain Esports, man, that was a great broadcast last week. I really enjoyed it. Can't wait to go watch this one because, man, it seems like there was some carnage that last lap. Everybody at Sim500, Joey Jatina, what a group. I mean, 43, 42 cars, whatever, here in the last race going into the chase, and I'm stoked. I mean, I've ran good in this series all year. I took a little bit of time off, which got me down in the standings and made me had to fight for the chase. But I've ran good all season long. I'm going into the chase with a 5th and a 2nd, so I'm really looking forward to it.
And we're looking forward to watching you, my man. Great job tonight. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chris. We'll catch you guys later.
You too, sir. Mike Kelly finishing, as he mentioned, runner-up, 2 top 5 finishes so far.
Oh, by the way,
yes.
Sorry to jump back in, but Fuller said you're going to have to go drag him out of that room if you want to interview.
All right, so first he talks about if anybody blocks him, he's going to wreck you. Now he's talking about if he wants an interview, I got to come drag him out.
I know, right? This Fuller guy.
This guy, is he Fuller? Never mind.
All right. Night, Chris.
You too, buddy. Mike Kelly finishing in the 2nd position tonight. I'm going to drag him. I should go down there. Here's what I should do. Because this is a post-race show. We're having fun with it now. But you know what? Justin Mons is hanging out here in the waiting room. Let's pull up the Mons. Let's see how he's feeling here after the race. I'm assuming that's why he's in the waiting room. Let's come up here and talk, and why not? We like talking to people, so we're going to bring Justin up here and talk to him. Surprisingly, he probably didn't even think we were going to do it. But you never know what I'm up to, Mr. Mons. First things first, are you okay? Because that looked like a pretty good lick in the front stretch wall.
I'm just glad it happened there on that particular lap.
That's fair. The racing
that was
out
an eventful.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it was something. Like the beginning, I was charging to the front, staying on the high side with everybody, being good, and got to the top 10 after I would consider a poor qualifying effort, and rode around, and then it got around to starting the caution fest stuff, and I said, I'm just going to play a little strat here, and I would pit a second time under the cautions to top off on fuel and just shuffle to the back of the line, and that worked beautifully. And I was able to drive through all of those messes. But with 20 to go, I knew I needed to start, moving back into my trap position and get back to where I was, or it was going to be, a harder struggle. And we got there, and I was latched onto that 41 with as much force as I could on that last restart to try and shove us out there. And we had a wreck behind us that killed our momentum. Then the 93 and his pusher, had a ton of momentum. And you saw what happened come to the line there. I was sticking with the 2 as much as I could, and I didn't know the 22 was going to fight for the same real estate at the time. I was trying to shoot down to push the 2, so we ended up getting together. But it's coming to the checkered flag. You got to expect something like that to happen. So there's no ill will there. But dang, 2 top 5s in a row. I'm finally piecing together some finishes and secured a playoff spot. So things are great in this 49 camp.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, great job tonight. And I know we got a lot of people to talk to. You're in the playoffs. 2 top 5s in a row going to Darlington. Keep working at it. And great job tonight. And send some shout-outs to whoever you like.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. First off, with you guys coming on board for the Cup Series stuff, I appreciate what you do. It's a great broadcast that you got going, by the way. And same with John. I know he isn't available to talk right now, but same with him. Also want to thank my group of sponsors, Gamer Advantage. Love their support. McConey Setup Shops, and Tango Paints, and NASCAR Sammy's Autism Awareness Campaign. And 2 more, my team, Dark Horse Motorsports, and my esports team, Homeland Esports. I appreciate all those guys.
Absolutely, man. Great job tonight. Congratulations, Justin. And we will talk in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. See you then,
Thanks,
Chief.
buddy. Sounds good. Justin Mons finishing top 5 tonight and in the playoffs officially. And let's got a couple people here we're going to talk to. Have a little fun here for this little post-race show. Unfortunately, John had to step away, but I'm here. Hopefully I don't bore you too much. I think they're all going down. There's like 20 people in one channel talking over what's happening. So I'm not going to join that channel. It's probably going to have some language in it. So instead, I'm going to pull up this guy here, Bobby Wetzel, as I probably have scared him like I do every other person I pull up here into chat. So, Bobby, you got a copy, buddy?
Got a copy.
All right, Bobby, I think you were either sideswiped or sideswiped someone in every wreck at one point this evening, but you find your way into the playoffs.
Yeah, those last 20, 30 laps, it just seemed like when there was a wreck, I got collected in it as well. I was trying to stay out of it, but it just every time I was in just tagged. I mean, I was trying to stay away from people. Kept on coming.
Well, talk about obviously the race out there was pretty wild, but to make the playoffs now and know that everything resets, it's got to make you feel pretty good.
Yeah, I learned a little bit over the course of the season, and hoping to have a better showing than I did for the first half. So we're excited, but we're cautiously optimistic. We're not gonna say we're gonna go out there and win the championship. Dear God, no. We're glad to be in this spot.
Absolutely, man. Well, yeah, you did a great job tonight. Obviously, the race was wild. I know you survived it. Congratulations on that, and shout out to whoever you like to.
I just got to thank all the admin staff here. They do a wonderful job. I mean, Sim500, we've got some of the best drivers out there. We've got guys that have been doing this for almost 20 years. Some of us, heck, some of us even longer. Some of us can claim that they ran Indy 500 the simulation, which that's a story you can tell your grandchildren.
I do remember that game, actually, and I'm in my 30s.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you, and I'm sitting wrong. All right, well, thanks for the interview.
Absolutely.
And thank you guys as well. I mean, you guys do a wonderful job as well.
I appreciate that, man. Bobby Wetzel finishing well, in the top 20 in points. We won't say his finishing position. I wasn't the best, but he did his best tonight. And obviously, congratulations to him on making the playoffs this season. We'll move him back down to where everybody is hanging out right now.
Thanks, Chris. Hey, one.
Oh, I just cut Bobby off. Let's bring him back. Hang on. This is what happens when you do the one button thing. Let's bring Bobby back since I cut him off. Sorry, bud. Say that again.
No, I was just going to say one more thing. We'll end it on a high note. I did finish first at the halfway.
That is true. You did lead the halfway point tonight. 10 bonus points for you. Congratulations.
Yep. Thanks, man.
Hey, you too, buddy. Bobby Wetzel finishing. Hey, he did. And I just moved him to another channel. Oh, I'm not having good luck with him. All right, so Fuller's picking on me now. And he'll understand why here in a second. I'm going to bring him up here now. Let's bring Mr. Fuller up here. As the reason why I was waiting to interview you is one of your drivers during the interview said that I would have to pull you up to come find you.
Well, I was down there doing the post-race review, and Joey was up here flapping his gums for too long, and I wasn't waiting any longer. I've got things to do. I'm a busy person.
Aren't we all, right? Well, hey, congratulations, man. Let's talk here for a second. That was one wild race.
It was. I just rode around most of the night until the end, so because you guys are out racing for playoffs, I'm just here to win. So,
right.
Didn't want to cause any havoc and wanted to race for the win at the end.
Let's talk about that. Obviously, the last green white checker there. You had a teammate behind you there, an O'Rourke, who gave you that push and just everything you needed there to get that run to the outside.
Yeah, I was gonna just push Mike away from everybody. I was hoping to, but EJ was able to latch on, and I think it was mainly because I was wheelbarrowing Mike down the backstretch, and he was kind of left right. I mean, he was hanging on to it. He wasn't close to wrecking or anything, but just kills your momentum a little bit. And EJ was able to hang on to it. I was going to make a move off turn 4, but with EJ right behind me, I kind of assumed, we didn't talk about it. I didn't ask him to, I just kind of assumed that he would push me. And he pushed me and got by Mike as well. And then he pulled down in front of Mike. He checked up, hoping Mike would push him to try and get back by me or, at least make a run at me to the line. And Mike said no and went to the outside of EJ. And I was just able to cruise my way to the victory. It's sweeping Daytona this week. We won the truck race on Wednesday night, too.
There you go, man. Well, great job. Congratulations on that truck win, obviously. But more importantly, the racing tonight was, as we talked about, it had its ups and downs. I had the green flag run there for a little bit, and then obviously everybody got racy there. And even heard John mention to me, you even heard a comment, you weren't too thrilled with the blocking, it sounded like.
No, there was a little bit too much blocking going on throughout that event. I'm okay with the blocking towards the end of a race. I'm okay with, moving from one lane to the next for momentum, but when you see a run coming hard and you make an intentional lane swap to block that run, it's way too early in the event for that. Under 10 to go, fine, fair game. I understand, you're trying to maintain your track position, but when it's 30, 40, 50 laps to go still and you're throwing blocks, making really dumb moves, I'm gonna do whatever I can to get you out of the event at that point because I'm not gonna put up with it for the entire race. So basically, I gave everybody a warning. Normally, I keep a mental check, and pretty much everybody knows my rule of thumb. I let you block me twice. The third time, you're done. I'm not gonna lift for you. So whatever happens, happens.
Well, hey, it worked out for you, man. I don't think anybody actually blocked you the rest of the race as I was keeping track. I'm like, nope, he moved him out of the way. No, great job tonight, man. Congratulations. Well done in this race, getting yourself a win. And I was looking at the numbers. Is this your first career Cup win?
No.
Okay. I was looking through the list. I'm like, I don't see his name, but I'm blind and one. I can't see all the other.
It's my first win this season.
Okay.
Of course, I haven't ran all season because I don't like the car.
Fair enough.
I don't know what other races I'll run this year. I'll probably run Talladega for sure. I mean, these things are fun at play tracks, so we'll probably run that. Maybe the Roval.
There you are. Ninth win. There you go. I found your number. Well,
depends on how the car drives to those tracks, so we'll see how it goes.
Well, still, man, great job tonight. Happy for you. Happy to see you in victory lane. Your chance, man. Get some shout outs.
Oh yeah, thanks to you putting on the broadcast, everybody that watched. Thanks to North Carolina 811 Call Before You Dig for sponsoring the series. All the admins, Joey Katina, Sim500 for what they do, putting this on. Thanks everybody that raced tonight, except for a couple people that there's a couple people that probably shouldn't be out there on the track. So we'll leave that for another day. Thanks to Trey Edson for always with the paint schemes. I know I don't have a really paint scheme for this thing. It's probably Trey's favorite to make. So, but the all black car, I got it for Sunday nights and Monday nights for whenever I decide to race. So thanks to him for all the hard work that he does. All my team at Aftermath Motorsports. Thanks to EJ for the push at the end there. Yeah.
I just
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I just hope that like. I know people charge for paints and things like that. You don't have to give me any prices or anything like that. I'm just hoping he keeps you at like a very discounted price for an all-black car with like a couple logos at the bottom.
Trey, I think he charged me $50 for that. So if anybody's looking for a paint scheme for Trey, make sure you contact him. He's got very reasonable pricing.
All right, let's send him some really good. Let's send him an Earnhardt scheme or something like that. Let's see how much he costs for that one. That's awesome. No, great job, Justin.
All right, thank you. Have a
you
good
too,
one.
buddy. You too. Justin Fuller finishing in victory lane tonight, winner at Daytona, and congratulations to him. And $50 for a couple logos. That's pretty funny stuff. Let's, I never got a chance to show those replays, did I? Let's go back to the final laps of this race and go through what all transpired. And yes, the good news is I could still take us back to the wrecks, I believe. Yeah, here we go. Start with the one on the final lap here. Actually, let's go back to the Wortman wreck. Because Wortman, I was watching him as John was talking. Okay, so everybody's getting piled up here. They're all getting in the pack and things like that. And all of a sudden, I see this red 74 come in, and I'm like, okay, here comes Wortman into the picture. And like, oh, let's just run through the middle these guys get. They get checked up. Here comes Comstock. Here comes Wortman. Here comes Gonzalez. And it's like, everybody's good. And then that happens, unfortunately. Him and Sigmund. Or England, I should say. Not Sigmund, sorry. They go pretty much spinning into the inside wall. That all happens. And then this all happens. Rewind to this. This all started... Looks like right at Richard Beasley. I can find Richard here. I don't want to do this the old school way. There's Beasley. So we slow up this. You see Kevin DeBrown's got the 43 there behind him. Trying to get a good old push. And once again, Macklin and the 10 come together. DJ Beverly nowhere to go. Bentley Glazier nowhere to go. There's Stenzel getting into there. Gonzalez gets in. Jimmy Coleman gets through that wreck, amongst others. And, Stenzel absolutely drove that wall. All drivers checked and released from the infield care center, by the way. So that obviously shrinks the field up. We'll go back full speed here. Kevin DeBrown gets the push to O'Rourke, gets him up there in front. And then there's the 22 of Riviera. And once again, another wreck. This one had Comstock. Gets in it with Doy Woods, and Jimmy Coleman gets through that one. And then there's the pass for the lead right there in the win. And then O'Rourke tries to back up to Kelly to get a run. Kelly decides to go ahead and pull out there. And then they wreck again at the line. Ouch. So what I'm seeing out of this is we're going to replay the final lap one more time. And we're going to do this on board one car. We're going to take the final lap, in case anybody didn't notice, with Jimmy Coleman. And let's watch how this all transpires for him to finish in the 9th position. Right now, he's running roughly 20th. All right, there goes Wortman in England. Doesn't really let off the gas at all. These guys were, excuse me, coming through. And these guys wreck. All right, little side swipe. We're okay. He finishes ninth. That's one way of doing it right there. So, as I bring Jimmy up here with me, Jimmy, how in the heck did you get through that final lap?
I'm still trying to figure it out. I just got luck. I'm gonna go. I was actually on my way to get ready to buy a lottery ticket for
I heard that.
talk to you. So
I think the number 54 should be pretty good in there. I mean, you were involved. Looked like a couple of skirmishes tonight, and here you're driving towards the fireworks. That's a great idea.
yeah, tell me about it.
But no, so there's 6 sideswiping you. But no, so the racing out there was just crazy. I thought it would not be as organized of a pack as I thought it was, or as I originally thought it was going to be. But it just seemed like you guys were very patient in that first half of the race, and obviously after that first caution, it was game on.
Yeah, we was trying to get a feel for the tires. You know, handling actually kind of come into play, especially on the left sides. We was getting a lot more wear on the left sides than I think anybody was expecting. So they definitely come into play at the first round. And like you said, when the first caution come out, and then it was on from there.
Well, obviously you're in the playoffs. Congratulations on that. And you get 2 weeks now before you go to Darlington and kind of reset here. And can you do what you're doing in the FEG Xfinity Series and work your way up there again?
That's the plan, and I'm looking forward to it. I feel pretty confident in this car, and you know, I feel like I've caught on to something here in the past few weeks. So hopefully I can keep the momentum up and make it to the second round and make a run for it. So.
Well, you did a great job tonight, man. Shout out to whoever you like to, buddy.
Appreciate P-Rod Coleman for always being on board. Everybody here at the Sim500 League, it's top-notch guys here. It's tough racing, as you can tell. All the admins for doing all the work behind the scenes. Got you for doing the broadcast. You know, 811 for being a sponsor. Can't wait to go back and watch it. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Congratulations, and go relax now and get ready for next week.
Appreciate it.
Something like that. Whenever we race again, 2 weeks.
That'll work, man.
All right, buddy. Good job. Jimmy Coleman finishing 9th after taking the white flag somewhere near 40th, it looked like. But I'm kidding. He was like 20th. And one last interview before I call it a night. Let's see if I scare him. Chad! Psst. He gone. He just bailed out. He went back down. He probably don't want to talk. That's fair enough. He had a rough race tonight. Poor Chad. We tried. Anyways, all right. We're going to call it a night. We're getting out of here. And I'm going to head out and enjoy the rest of our Labor Day week. And I appreciate everybody for watching here on the Captain Esports Network. And as we continue to grow here on the Cup side, more importantly, thank you to the North Carolina 811 people for being supported to this league. Obviously, call before you dig. If you plan on any kind of projects or any kind of digging of choice, or if you have storms, I know there's a couple of storms starting to form out there in the Atlantic, which it's about that time. Here we come up on Labor Day. So obviously any kind of bad storms come to your area and that kind of thing, and you have to do some kind of digging of some choice, make sure you do call 811 before you dig. And obviously that's in any state. Most, if not all 50 states have that service available for you. So make sure you check it out. Again, 811, call before you dig. So appreciate those guys for being partners of the league, and hopefully enjoyed the broadcast tonight. If you did, hit up the follow button or the subscribe button to be a part of it. And Mr. Wortman, I did see your scheme, and it's definitely 10 plus horsepower for that car, just immediately for the look of it itself. But appreciate everybody watching and all the viewers, all the drivers, everybody for allowing us to be a part of this. Thank you, John Muschin. I know you're not feeling well tonight, buddy. Feel better. But I appreciate your hard work in helping me tonight, and we'll get through this, and we're going to Darlington in 2 weeks. For those who fought in the service for this country, I say thank you now in advance of this week. And, of course, we think about you guys each and every day from past, present, and future, those who continue to fight for this country. I do have at least one more broadcast before we get to Labor Day, so we'll go from there. But we appreciate everybody's hard work. Joey Jatina, Jimmy Coleman, everybody, all the admins here, thank you guys very much. I'm out, and as always, remember, this isn't just a game, it's iRacing. See ya!